All right. Okay. Yep. Here we are. We're up. Cool. Yeah.
The two.
What's that?
There you go. I got yours.
There we go.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna start with here. Wallace, you wanna?
Developer tags.
Yeah. Wallace, you gonna start first here? Start with
Sure thing.
Alrighty.
So, welcome guys to the January live stream for the Clone Wars mod for Arma 3. For those of you who are unaware, the Clone Wars mod is a joint effort between the 501st and 212th Star Sim communities. About, I think it was almost 6 months ago, a few key members of the 501st and 212th got together, had a few conversations about where the whole Star Sim community was headed, and we came to the conclusion that in order for the Star Sim community to continue to grow, more content need to be provided to the players. So what we decided to do is the 212th already had some mod experience, so the 501st we're just getting their mod team put together, and we're getting that rolling. And we decided that we were going to cooperate and try to make something on a level that would rival the dominant Star Wars mod at the time, which is Star Wars Opposition. So 6 months later, we have been working constantly. We've been running our devs down to the bone the last couple of weeks, that's for sure. Trying to get all the stuff together we can get ready for you guys to put out. And I think that we have some really cool stuff to show off today. We've got vehicles, weapons, armor, maps to show off. Even a couple special things towards the end of the live stream that I don't think a lot of you guys will be expecting, but I think you'll like quite a bit. So, with that, I'll send it back to Jay there.
All right. Yeah. Continuing off that, we want to be able to provide you guys with literally the best thing here, Clone Wars related. I'm going to touch briefly upon something here that I noticed in SorensiC stream. Somebody was asking about, is this mod going to replace swap? Is this mod the swap replacer? Maybe down the line, if you're so privy to that, yes. But this mod should work in conjunction with swap 100%, since we are primarily focusing in on the Clone Wars and everything like that. We're not going to put anything in this mod that is going to hamper you continually playing with swap. We're not going to... I guess I'm going to emphasize that again. We're not going to put anything in here to hamper your experience with swap. You can use this in conjunction with swap and everything like that.
Also, other mods like SWAS, I think, like any other mod that's making content for Star Wars and stuff like that, it should be compatible with everything. We're not like trying to make this so we have to use ours and only works. We're gonna make it so it works with everything.
Yeah, completely. We wanted to work with as many things as possible, not trying to cock block you, anything like that. But I think, as we had discussed here, if there's any questions about that, we're going to open the floor to that right now. Just some questions here about our statement here, about what we are, what we're doing and stuff, before we get into some other things.
I got a question, Jay.
Yeah, what's up?
A lot of people are asking, when are the wait, never mind. I'm dumb. I thought that said chain guns.
The shoulder mounted minigun thing.
Yeah.
I see what you've mistaken.
When they're ready.
Yeah.
When they're ready.
Screw you, South. Screw you, South. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, I'm looking here. Will the mod be uploaded to Steam?
Yeah, of course.
Yes, it will be. 100%. Yes, that was Dutch.
Hi.
Yeah. Yes, the mod will be uploaded to Steam. Yes, Paulie's here as well. All right. Here's another question here. Is everything coming out at once, or are you releasing multiple mobs, maps, weapons, armor? All right. I believe we agreed upon that the whole core of the mod, weapons, armor, vehicles, and everything like that, will be in the main TCW mod, and all the map assets and everything like that will be in a separate mod. That's correct, everybody?
Yep.
It is, yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah. So there'll be 2 mods, and only 2. We'll have the core with your weapons, tanks, all that fun shit, and then we'll have your maps in a separate pack.
Now, Jay, if I can interject real quick.
Yeah.
It is worth noting as well that I know the 501st and 212th started their projects on a separate series of mods. Typically, I think the naming convention we went with was like auxiliary assets. So those will be mods that are made by developers who are primarily TCW devs. However, they are basically tailored for their specific unit. And they include a few assets here and there that will be specifically tailored for, let's say, the 212th or the 501st or whatever. And so the nice thing about that is it allows us to get a good diversity of assets, and it also prevents any sort of creative differences. One thing that was a point of discussion when we were drafting the initial agreement that created TCW was how we were going to handle the Z6. And the 501st, and Jay, this is as I understood it from you talking to me about it, the 501st operates on a doctrine that is essentially the Z6 should be like it is in like the Clone Wars series, where it's like guys are lugging it around, like aiming it from the hip, like shooting it like a 80s like action movie. It's a very like mobile weapon, whereas the 212 doctrine is fundamentally different in the fact that we treat it more like a GPMG, where it's something that we like set up in a windowsill somewhere, and it's not very mobile, but it has a whole lot more firepower behind it. And so for things like that, fundamentally incompatible doctrines or ideas or something like that, we have our own auxiliary mod that allows for us to have those differences but still continue to work in the mod without any issues. So those are not they're not like official TCW mods, but they are something that we work on the side. So I think it's kind of up to how you interpret whether or not something is an additional aspect of TCW or not. But for people who are interested in more Star Wars content, that is another place to find it, and that is other pieces of Star Wars content that are worked on by devs who also work in TCW.
And additionally, one thing some of the question what Jay originally said with updates, we plan on updating. I think we guys agreed on like bi-monthly. I think is like what our goal is. So we're gonna be like it's gonna be slowly streamed out. We'll try to do big releases here and there, but we want to provide content constantly. We're not gonna like say we're gonna upload and then never do it. Like 2 years later, nothing ever comes out. Like we're gonna try to give you guys a steady stream of stuff coming out.
Yeah.
I have a question here, which I found. May I?
Oh, I'm pulling them from chat right now.
Oh yeah. The one of the main questions I've seen is, will Jedi lightsaber combat be overhauled?
We'll go over that later.
Yeah. We'll go over that. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna sit here. I know somebody asked ship to ship. I know somebody asked if there'll be space battle maps. We'll get to that. You'll see what's going on here. We'll get to. Is everyone allowed to use the mod? Yes, everyone is allowed to use the mod. Everybody. You can mix and match it with whatever it is. Whoever has it, whoever's, again, reiterating on what Euler had said previously, we want to make it compatible with as many people, with as many people's mods as possible. As many. Because this is made by us players. We've played this, we've played SWAP, we've played Star Wars. We've been in this a while. And we want the experience back to you guys and not, cock blocking you or anything like that. We want to make sure the experience of us, the players, are completely, satisfied. And that's our main objective and goal in this.
And also, with that being said, guys, everything you see here is original content. Like, if it's not and we find out later, it'll be removed. that additionally stuff. Like we tried, like everything comes from our in-house dev team, or being developed by either outside contributors that we personally know, and we actually go with them, and like we actually set up what we want. Not like just taking open source models because we don't know their original origin. We want to make sure to give credit where credit is due. That's one of our biggest thing is making sure that people who make stuff and they get the credit they deserve. We're not stealing, we're not ripping, we're not. That's completely against everything what we're doing.
Absolutely, well said. Let's see, what other questions do we got here? Reading both the chat in the TeamSpeak and the chat in
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, don't worry about it, Polly.
Oh, I saw an interesting one.
Yeah, we were
did we
just
get-
saying like Polly has been one of our lead developers on the project. And let's go over the staff real quick in terms of projects. And you guys will see the whole developer list. We have quite a few devs. Take us forever to go through anyway, but basically the lead developers are myself and Cutrex, and then our mod administrators is Jay and Walrus, and then also like our number twos. A lot of the groundwork also is Polly for the 501st, and then Jack for the 212. Those are our top boyos.
From what I counted last, between the joint effort between the 212th, the 501st, our contributors as well, from outside the community, and our contributors from the 101st as well, who are helping out too. We have 50 plus developers, 60 plus developers.
A lot of
That's how many developers we have, but they're spread out over a lot of things. Your config dudes, the object builder, maps, modelers, texturers, all that stuff. They're spaced out everywhere, and all that stuff. There's a lot of us. Again, we're players that are learning these skills, and some people already have the skills already, and just trying to build that experience for everybody. Let's see.
I'll take one from Novix here. Will side factions who were present during the Clone Wars be in the mod? So one of the things we agreed upon very early was that our primary focus right from the get-go was going to be basically just the Republic clone forces and the CIS droid forces. And those are the main things that we're trying to knock out first. And then when we are ready, we're going to go back and start working on side factions. That said, there are a few key exceptions to that. I know, like, back in the day before 212 or before TCW kind of got its kickoff, the 212 was working on a lot of Umbaran assets. So we have like Umbaran rifles, like Umbaran helmets and models and things. And so those might get into the game a little bit earlier than like other stuff like bandits or whatever. But for the most part, we're focusing on droids and clones. And once we have a whole bunch of assets for them and they're all fleshed out fully, then we can come back and maybe we can do like Mandalorians or pirates or whatever else we want to do. So
one of the questions I noticed: will we support allow for sub mods, like additional auxiliary mods to be created using our assets for like retexturing stuff? That's something we have yet to discuss with the higher ups and stuff like that and figure out. But that we'll as soon as we make a decision on that, we'll get to that. But hopefully that answers your question.
All right, let's see here. I'm trying to read here on something.
Yes,
here.
we are supporting other other units. What we're gonna do mostly is just lore. We're not gonna be doing a lot of custom armors and stuff like that. We're mostly just gonna be doing the generic stuff, majority. I know SWS does more custom stuff. That's not really what we're going for.
Yeah.
Mod release when we're.
Yeah, when the mod releases, it's currently TBA because we want to release I want to say product, but I don't want to say product. We want to release a functioning
Mod.
A functioning mod to you guys, and not just this something when we bring it out, because if anything's to I'll leave it at that. Yeah.
I got a question.
go ahead.
are you and SWLS working together on this, or are you at least helping each other? I find that so for those of you who don't know, I'm also an SWLS dev and I'm a contributor here. Yeah, we've been helping the guys over at TCW, especially in the maps department, because it's a lot easier to create maps together. We've been helping them any way we can. Of course, community goes first, right? So we've been helping each other. They've also been very helpful to us.
Yeah, we try to keep a mutual relationship going on with them. Make sure because once again, we respect developers who make original content. That's our. And additionally to that being said, like TCW is a separate mod though. Like for example, like their devs aren't not necessarily working on our mod, and their devs aren't necessarily working on our mod or like their mod. Like they're two separate mods, but at the same. We both have the end goals though. The same end goals.
All right. So all these guys asking questions, everything like that. This section right here is more so asking questions revolving around the mod team and what we're doing, like will this mod work with this, or etc. You know, if you're asking about, will the ATT Ewok and everything like that, those type of questions, as far as asset questions like that, we'll get to those kind of questions and answer those questions. But again, pull it back a little bit. Ask questions related to us as a development team, and etc. Those are the questions that we're looking for at the moment. Let's see. Will armor be comparable to 212 or 500 first armor? I think that's.
Check your poke real quick.
Yeah.
I'm assuming what they mean is like armor values.
Yeah.
I can answer that one if you want me to.
Yeah.
Go for a cut.
More than likely, it's going to be a mix of the two. It's not going to be as paper thin as the 501st. They're using swap armor. But at the same time, the 212th armor is a little bit too strong, so it's probably going to be somewhere in between. Not super powerful, not super weak, probably just right.
Think like super strong vanilla armor.
Exactly.
Kind of
We're
like,
trying to
like the
balance
strongest
everything
vanilla armor, or like vanilla armor, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little less, but around that range.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
This is not a product, by the way, just to clarify. We're not selling this at any means. This is all free shit. Like Disney owns the rights to this shit. Like this is a just an overhaul mod for Arma 3. Like it's not like an actual product, right?
Yeah.
Terms of.
Yeah, when I was saying that, I was like trying to put it into a sense of I'm bad at this.
Get it together, Jay.
Yeah, I'm getting it together, man. It's okay. How's your out of body experience going?
Pretty fucking weird, man.
All right, cool. What is the time? Okay, this is a good one. What is the timeline for the team? Oh, here, hold on a second. This is actually a good question. What is the timeline for the team? What are we gonna see when? And is there something like a roadmap for development? That's the timeline. That's a good question.
Can I talk for terrains for a second?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Awesome. So when it comes to terrain development, obviously there is a lot that goes into it, from actually creating the maps, height maps and such, to the actual assets placed and textured. For a generalized map, we're predicting kind of around 3-4 months. Obviously, there could be extensions to that due to the fact that there may be reworks or bugs. As we all know, there are plenty of buggy maps out there, and the thing that we definitely want to deliver is a polished product. Initially, we do plan to bring out maps that probably won't be as polished as are later down the line, but then, speaking of that, we will be revisiting them. So, that's it.
As far as a public roadmap of what we're doing, here relatively soon, I know that I wanted to sit down, and I think that we all do, is actually after this stream and everything like that, once we've really showcased a lot of things here, is actually write something up like that, display what we have, what we're working on in the Discord. at the top of the stream, guys, you guys are going to see a little link there. That's your link to the Discord, by the way. Make sure you guys join that if you haven't already. That's directly to the TCW Discord, where you're going to find everything that we post in the coming soon, and etc. But as far as a public roadmap for development goes, I believe we're going to sit down, write something up like that, and be like, this is what we're doing, and have that posted within that Discord. We don't want to particularly rush things out of the way. We're taking our time with this. We don't want to push content in this in this Arma 3 overhaul mod for you guys. We don't want to push stuff on you guys that's just it's gonna be shit. So our timeline is whenever we can finish making something that's quality over quantity. I don't think I can stress that enough.
And yes, it is very difficult to coordinate between stuff. Like, there's a lot of like we do have our mistakes with but like for the most part, I feel like with the team this size, Discord is best friend.
Yeah. Timeline is no timeline. Timeline is when we can do these things. Is when we can make something quality and everything like that. Which already in the screenshots of what's going on here, and we're gonna hop into relatively here shortly, is you guys are gonna see what we're talking about. All right, let's see here. Let's see here. Do guys mod for 101st as well? What do you guys what will you be making for them? I know 101st. We got a 101st guy in here. We got Freezy. He's a contributor to the mod right now. We're gonna be making things for all our boyos that we can, but again, our primary focus is the main aspects of the Clone Wars. We got to get that stuff done first before we can, prioritize, small like armor or anything like that. Before we touch anything like that, really, on a grand scale for units, at all.
Did anyone touch on Novix's question of are all assets by this team made from scratch?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, we did.
Yes, they are.
Okay,
Yeah.
I just got back.
Yeah. All assets in here in this mod that we're making are made by our guys, our contributors, all made in house and everything like that. Is this mod compatible with Optrade to allow for more enemy factions use? Yes, of course. Nothing in the mod that we have should conflict with Optrade in the least bit. Because actually, I think it makes a lot of sense too, is that I don't think we're going to be particularly balanced to them. I think we're actually going to be on the same scale as them. What we're doing with weapon values and stuff like that. Since we're shooting more for a realistic approach to the weapons as far as balancing goes and their values, it should be very much it'll be very much compatible with Optrade and everything like that. I know from the 501st side of things and everything like that, we use Optrade a lot, and Optrade is a huge mod as well, and it's an awesome mod. So making sure it's compatible with that, I think is imperative. Just because you can have different enemies in it.
Someone had also a really good question. Are we going to allow non-Gark units to create auxiliary mods, their own armors and vehicles? Like I said earlier, though, that is something that we're gonna discuss later on. I assume so. We're gonna allow it, but there will be once again, that's something that we haven't fully discussed yet between the upper debs, but yeah, we should non-Gark units will be supported.
Oh, the Discord link isn't working?
Apparently, yeah.
That's the main Discord link off of Walrus's.
Are we looking for the one from TCW?
Yeah.
Yeah, the one in the invites channel should work just fine, does it not?
That's the one I'm using too. Invites. Yeah, it's the same one, man. Yeah, this right here.
That one right there. Huh. Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah, that one should be working.
Put the physical link in chat so people can just click it. Might be easier.
My link keeps getting deleted. It expired? It says it expired. Okay, we'll make another one then.
Hey.
Alright.
Okay.
Just copy the link that Walrus had in the.
Yeah, people are saying it
should work.
expired.
What?
Yeah.
How would it? Okay.
Well, no,
I can
it's
toss
right.
another one.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, it did say it expired. Oh, what the fuck? Oh no, it should be infinite right here. It's infinite. But make another one, I guess.
Jay, I'm seeing a question pop up a couple times.
All right, what is it?
Have we asked for help or received any help from any other mod teams in the Arma community?
I can take that one actually.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so we actually have a pretty good relationship with a few mod teams. Namely, I really have to give a shout out to the Lost Dragons development team, particularly Horrible Goat. I've been in contact with him personally for almost a year now, and he hopped in our dev Discord, and he has been helping us out with our walkers. He has been helping us out with weapons, terrain development, all sorts of stuff. He's been invaluable for that as well. Another guy that we have working with us, some of you might be familiar with, is McRockettle. And McRockettle is behind the old AT-AT videos and the lightsaber videos that got really popular on YouTube. They have like 500,000 views apiece. He's been helping us out a little bit with that as well. But we do also have relationships with other development teams. I know we've had some dialogues with the OpTrade, Article 2 Studios team, back and forth. I don't think we ever got to an agreement as to any sort of like asset sharing or anything like that, but we do have dialogues with them and a few other studios as well. So yeah, we've been pretty proactive in regards to reaching out to other communities. Really, we since we're doing this mod the right way, and since we're not stealing any assets, we're not ripping anything, we're making everything from scratch, or whatever we're not making, we're getting commissioned. We are definitely trying to utilize the Arma modding community to the best of its ability, because just by virtue of doing things the right way, we have a lot of doors open to us. So, yeah.
Yeah, Walrus, that invite link that you had, I keep trying it. People keep trying, it's not working, so I just dropped another one.
Yeah, copy that.
Yeah.
So good.
Like the one you
you
sent me on
said,
Discord?
we're always trying to collaborate
Yeah,
with other
that one.
teams
Okay.
and stuff
Yeah.
like that. We're always once again, we're all trying to do things.
Yeah, we'll be adding map prop, Zeus buildings, yes. All that fancy stuff.
1 second though, like we should give a shout out to anyone who's contributed to the mod, especially all our developers. Like, I don't know, from like the top, I couldn't have done it without you guys, and all your work is definitely appreciated from like everyone who's ever contributed. We appreciate the help. Made a difference.
All right, what is the greatest challenge in development so far? I would say, from my view here, and I'm pretty sure this might be shared, I think the greatest challenge in development is setting aside what we think it should be and making it what it... let me rephrase this again. What we think it needs to be and trying to change it into what it should be, if that makes sense. Like, we have visions of what something should be, like a vehicle, and how it should work from our personal experience, but it's changing that into what it actually should be for the community as a whole. If that's understood, if I'm wording that, I know I worded that really weird, but excuse me.
Yeah, difference of opinion has been kind of a huge jump.
Yeah, because with these 60 plus guys that are in here working on this, we take input on like everything, because people who make something, they want input on what they're making, and it's just it's coming to the what this object should be. If it's a tank, how should the tank work? Well, what's the values of it? How does this operate and everything like that? We have what we think it should be, what we want it to be, but it's what does the community need it to be is the hardest part, getting it there. And it's
Walkers. They're
yeah,
very hard.
I think that's
Walkers are hard.
I think that's one of the biggest challenge that we have as far as that goes. I think that's a big one. And I think
Arma's
that's
a big challenge.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's for Arma 3, this mod.
yeah.
Yeah.
We will be doing.
So-
oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I saw somebody asked in chat what was the TCW's most difficult project. For that one, It's really hard to nail down any one particular thing. A lot of things are difficult, surprisingly, and they're different they're difficult in different ways. And what I mean by that is we have a few projects that I would say technically speaking are the most difficult. Like for example, the Walker project is notorious for being like the fucking holy grail of like Star Wars sci-fi stuff in Arma 3, and it's very difficult to get done correctly, and it's very time consuming, and we've done a ton of R&D on it. So that's up there, but I wouldn't say for example, the Walker project is any more difficult than like terrain dev. And the reason for that is because you look at something like terrain devs need a ton of like map objects and map assets and things that they put into their maps. And that is really hard to crank out, especially when we have to make all those by scratch or get them commissioned or whatever else we do. So it's something where, technically speaking, the Walker project might be the most difficult to put into Arma, but at the same time, we have to put just as much effort into making sure we have a bulletproof pipeline to get all these map assets ready, and we have to make sure that we have enough textures who have the free time to work on stuff like that. So there's a lot of different projects in TCW, and it's a lot to juggle. And it's difficult to give you a definite answer on, this one thing is the most difficult thing we do. They're difficult for different reasons. But the team we put together is very capable. They've definitely proven themselves over the past 6 months. They really have risen to meet the challenges that have presented before us. And so because of that reason, we're confident we can tackle whatever needs to be tackled. So.
All right. I'm just looking here, and it seems like, yeah. All right. From that, guys, we appreciate all the questions you guys have been asking here so far. If we've missed your questions, be sure to ask them later on in the stream and everything like that. For now, put your little question books aside, and we're going to move on to something else here. We're going to move on to a nice slideshow that was made and everything like that, which I will pull up now.
And it's actually new stuff. Like, it's not like currently what we've been showing off is like old stuff. This is actually all new crap.
Yeah, that was rather fast.
Most of it is.
Yeah, that was a rather fast transition, but right into it. All right, I'm on slide 1. So yeah. All right. So this is the Clone Wars mod. It's a joint effort from the 501st, 212th, StarSim communities, again with contributors spanning from all over the place. 101st outside and everything like that. So here we go. We'll go to page number 2. So we'll start with TCW guns and gear. All assets in here, as it says, it's not final. These are subject to change. All right. Here's our work in progress of the main menu. So
notice how you don't have.
Yeah, this is what you'll see at the top. Ignore that. But yeah, that'll be the menu. No, you won't get an annoying. You don't know the power of the. You're not going to get that.
We also removed the watermark from the other Star Wars mod as well. So if that was something that bothered you, like it really bothered me, it won't be there anymore as long as you have TCW loaded.
Yeah.
So.
Nor will we put our flashy watermark there either. No flashy TCW watermark in your game. Pure 100%.
And no loud music. Also, loud music. No music at all.
Yeah. The bottom corner, the left side of your screen will get completely empty. You're not gonna see shit there. Okay, it's gonna be empty. Nothing. It's gonna be when you take screenshots. It's whatever you want. All right. That's stressed. All right, moving on to the next weapon here. The DP-12, work in progress. Walrus, this is your area and your dude. So
yep.
Literally, just tell me to click, and I'll move to the next slide for you.
Copy that. So the DP-12 is originally from the OG Battlefront 2. It's basically just a scatter blaster. There really isn't that much to be said about it. It is a shotgun. It fires a spread of blaster bolts. They hit things, and it's pretty good at killing them. The model isn't final. The texture isn't final. It's a shotgun. I don't really know what to tell you about it.
Shotgun.
It is what it looks like.
We got a lot of slides.
Yeah.
All right. Next, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Next.
Is that the DC-15A reload concept?
Yeah.
Is that what we're on?
Yeah.
Keep in mind that animation is early. We've actually cleaned it up a lot more since
Yep.
this is showing you like basically the concept behind it.
Yeah.
You guys
So-
didn't see.
So initially, we had the, and I should say, just bounce off that, the positioning in that video that is on screen right now. The hand positions are off as well, so it's a very early concept. But anyway, as far as the reload animation, initially we weren't going to do that. We were just going to do the vanilla like charge pack thing that goes in, and just like a normal like magazine reload. And we decided we wanted the DC-15A because it's such an iconic weapon and because it's so widely used across almost all the Starsem units. We wanted it to have some really unique aspect to it that really made it stand out. And so we decided a good way to do that would be basically to use the old like cartoon series reload animation where he breaks the gun in half and he throws a canister in there and he snaps it back up and it looks really badass and gets back to
It flies
blasting
out
trades.
actually, and then
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
this is
So we initially did the DC-15A with the charge pack, and then we decided later that we were going to break it open. So we had to go back and like redo the entire model. It was a real pain in the ass, but I'm pretty happy with it. I think it'll be really cool once we get the animation all polished in a game. It'll definitely be a nice change of pace from, I'm just going to take the charge pack out and toss the charge pack in, just like reloading a magazine out of a rifle in vanilla Arma. This is definitely something different, and I think it's a lot more visually satisfying as well when you see that gun just break open like a shotgun almost, and the slug comes flying out of it, and you pop another one and flip that gun back up into position and keep on shooting. So
Yeah. All right. So I think here this might be a question about it is no, you will not have 500 rounds to work with.
No, definitely not.
Yeah,
I know that's like the lore is that the Tabana canisters were like good for 500 shots or whatever. Big thing about TCW is we take lore for reference. Sometimes we like to accommodate lore where we can, but we're not afraid of going, that's not going to work in Arma, and just tossing it off to the side. Because our biggest worry, or I guess our biggest concern, I would say, is making sure that the stuff we make actually works well and plays well in Arma. And so while having a DC-15A that could like shoot 10 kilometers and was like accurate as the most accurate sniper rifle on Earth, is cool in lore, not going to work out so well in Arma 3. So
we build everything we build is more like based around Arma 3. Lore is very important, but like Arma ability, we want to make it so it functions in Arma over lore. Like that first to say. Like if we're gonna try to make it sure it works over before we worry about necessarily all the lore.
All right.
Balanced for the.
Yeah. So I'm gonna ask these two questions here. I think two questions here. Will there be? I don't think we can do different reloading for crouching, can we?
Different loading for crouching, no. What we're actually looking into is, so right now as we have it, if you prone with that weapon, it will unfortunately clip into the ground and it looks really stupid. What we are currently doing R&D on is finding a way that we can, when you're prone and you go to reload, your character will roll up on his side and break it down so that the gun is horizontal to the ground instead of clipping into the ground. As far as we know, it's technically possible to do in Arma. We just haven't had the time to go through and put that into place. But it's something that we're definitely planning on doing. So when it's all said and done, the gun shouldn't clip anywhere, besides the places any other gun would clip. But it just takes some time for us to get that done. So.
Yep. Yeah, and the different guns will have different reload animations. Some of those are not more final. Like you guys think, I think that wraps it up on the DC.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. We can move on.
Hold on a second here. I gotta like turn my Steam off, or I'm gonna have people like. like
Well,
coming
one
on and
last thing on the
offline
A.
and shit.
Each of our guns,
we
by the
go.
way, have their own niche market. Or we're trying to design it around each concept. For example, the A is going to be, think of like the battle rifle from Halo. That's where it's gonna be kind of where it's like more of, it's not a DMR, but enough to say, but it's like it's built for medium to long range engagement.
Yeah.
And it's burst fire and single shot. It will not have full automatic, at least
Alright.
for the
Yeah.
A version.
All right, here's another picture. Here's another video of the reload concept. You guys probably most seen that in SorensiC Stream here. There, you guys seen as the weapon is opened, the cartridge does eject out. He places another one in, slams that front of the rifle up, and there you go. Yeah, no, not all weapons will have this reload animation because not all of them reloaded like this. That's not, gonna happen. But some of them should have their custom reload animations because they need to have them. Does that make sense? Right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. We'll go to the next one here. All right.
DC-15C with optic.
Yep.
Yep. So this is kind of a two-parter here. One is I'll talk about the DC-15C, kind of the idea behind that, because that's our first of our non-lore weapons that we're going to show off today. And then I'll talk about the optic and the optic system that we are planning on implementing for our weapons. So I'll start with the DC-15C. So for those of you who are unaware, back in the day, we used to have an officer in the 212th who was formerly a corpsman in the United States Navy and was assigned to a United States Marine Corps infantry unit. And one of the things that he was really interested in was the Marine Corps' shift to the M27 IAR infantry automatic rifle. And he was very enamored with it and decided long ago when he was still with the mod team that he wanted to make something kind of along the same lines as that, except in the Star Wars universe. And so the DC-15C was kind of his imagining of what that kind of weapon would look like. So basically what it is an in-between between the DC-15A and the DC-15S. It's not a full battle rifle. It's not a carbine. It's really just like an automatic weapon that's a little bit less powerful than the A. It's something that we think will go well for example, like the airborne troopers and all the GARC units. This would be a weapon that we could picture them using quite often because it's supposed to be very versatile, very multi-purpose, something that you can use in a whole lot of situations. So that's our idea there.
Basically, where the A is a assault rifle type of thing. Not my bad. The A is more of a
battle rifle. Yeah.
Yeah, battle rifle. This is more of like the assault rifle. So think of it like the AK
classic
or something.
Intermediate, M16.
Medium
whatever.
to long to short, but it's not like best at all. It's like their jack of all trades weapon.
Yeah, exactly. Now moving on to the optic. So our system for optics in TCW, we plan for most of our optics to be interchangeable in other weapons. So for example, that red dot sight that you see on the screen right now should be able to be applied to other weapons like the DC-15L, DC-15S, a whole plethora of weapons should be able to go in there. So it should be all modular when we have it all working. And we have a whole suite of weapons that we are going, or a whole suite of optics, that we will be able to apply to our various weapons. So that's just one example. That's like a 1x holographic sight. It's pretty much what it looks like. It's just a little sight, like a red dot that replaces the iron sights, and you can use that in your weapon.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no more stinky picture paste optics at the front of your weapon and shit. That looks all weird.
And also, guys, with this stuff, and additionally, I would recommend you guys stay tuned for the very end. I forgot to say this in the beginning. We have some really, really, really cool stuff is at the very end. Trust me, it's gonna blow you away.
We're like
some of the stuff we have in line.
Yeah, we're like a TV commercial.
yeah, like a long infomercial. Just
yeah. All right.
Yeah.
We'll go to the next slide. Okay. All right. The RPS
We'll
6.
try to speed it up a little bit.
This is the. I actually know a lot about these, Walrus, because I've been following these like crazy.
I sat down for me, and Six and Cutrix, and we all sat down and hashed this out for like a week.
Can I talk on this?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, cool. The RPS 6 disposable. All right. This is like the only one I'm really gonna talk on because this I think to be the coolest one here. Uh, so this right here, if you guys think of an AT4, when you guys play RHS or something like that, this is your equivalency of your AT4. So you don't have to carry extra ammo for it. It does have a smaller rocket than all the other launchers and stuff like that. So it does. You can correct me if I'm wrong with that, Walrus. It does slightly less damage, but it's still a rocket launcher. Say a team leader. Your Star Sim, whatever like that. You got a team leader. You can't carry extra rockets in his bag, but he doesn't want to carry the heavy ass launcher or something like that everybody else is wearing. Just like a team leader would maybe in a normal fucking milsim or something. So he grabs this right out of there. He grabs the the HE, the HE1, fires it, disposable, drops it, and goes on and everything like that. So I think this is one of the coolest things here. So
Absolutely.
yeah, for SorensiC basically, because
it's so the idea that we have for it is it'll be strong enough to, if aimed correctly and used correctly, and you're a halfway decent shot with it. We're hoping you'll be able to disable an AAT or another CIS armored vehicle in one hit with it, but it won't destroy it outright. So if you can get close enough and your aim is good, you might be able to like knock out the turret of an AAT. It'll get you out of a tight situation, but you're not going to be off like massacring tanks like you would with like a PLX-1 with this thing. Like you're definitely not a dedicated AT guy. It's something that is kind of situational. It is another weapon we kind of designed with airborne in mind because it's lightweight, single use.
It is
just kind
dumbfire.
of adds more. Yep, it's dumbfire as well. Yep, and it's something that is good to have in a pinch, but definitely not the weapon that a dedicated anti-tank infantryman is going to be using all the time. So
yeah. All right.
Fun.
Yes, dumbfire, not wire guided. All right, here we go. Next stream here. Here's the RPS-6 heavy projectile.
Yep. So that is just kind of like the step up from the RPS-6 disposable. It basically is like a World War II bazooka, or any like vanilla rocket launcher in Arma. It basically, it is what it looks like, just like a lot of our weapons. It's a rocket launcher, kind of like a bazooka. It has an optic on it that you can aim with. You can reload it. It kills things with armor.
Yeah.
I don't really know what else to say about it.
And when you shoot it, your rocket will not drop 5 feet.
Yeah,
It'll be straight. It'll be straight. We promise you, it will be straight. It will not drop 5 feet. All right.
Can we move on?
Yeah. Mini Mag PTL.
All right, this is my favorite. This is the one that I personally lobbied to get put in the mod. This thing is a fucking meme cannon, and I love it for that. I don't know. I know it was in the original Battlefront 2, and people are probably going to be like, "Oh, it did this in Battlefront 2." It doesn't do whatever it did in Battlefront 2. Basically, what this thing is in TCW is like a shoulder-mounted mortar. It fires a huge, heavy, big-ass, like, I wouldn't even call it like a rocket. It will have a really strong arc to it, pretty steep drop-off, but the explosion behind it will be huge. So it's something more like if you're walking down a crowded street and there's a building in front of you with a bunch of droids in it, and you just want the building not be there anymore, you get your dude with the mini-mag, and you have him roll up there and fire at that building, and the idea is that building is just going to be a pile of rubble with a bunch of dead droids inside of it.
Yeah,
so.
Just like I was about to say, someone said in the chat, it's basically the Fat Man from Fallout.
Yeah.
Honestly,
that is basically
yeah.
what it is.
That's basically
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
It's a Star Wars mini nuke.
PTL stands for Proton Torpedo Launcher, by the way, so in case you're wondering about that. I think we can move
How to
on.
kill your entire squad in 4 seconds.
Yeah, basically sums it up there.
Yeah. All right, we need better quality pictures of this walrus. I'm just
I
kidding.
know, I have some really shit pictures in there, but...
Yeah. All right, here we go.
This is the DC-15L.
Or the
ignore
broken
hand
textures.
animations. Yeah, the broken textures, the terrible hand
Very much
animations.
prototype.
I couldn't find a better picture. I didn't feel like booting up Armor and taking a better picture, so I just whatever. It's an auto rifle. It's like a saw, except it's Star Wars. I don't know what else to say about it. It's like
Yeah, that's about it.
it
Built-in
provides
bipod.
suppressing fire. It's got a built-in bipod. I don't know, like.
Think of it as like an LMG, where the rotary is like an HMG.
Yeah, it's almost like a.
Like the current
I almost
Mod
want
Zero.
to. Yeah, I almost want to
auxiliary
compare it
mod.
to like a MG42 or something. That's probably too heavy of a weapon for it. I compare it more to like an
249.
M249. So,
Yeah.
like a 249.
Yeah.
Kind of that same role. So yeah, it is what it looks like. Not too much to be said about it.
Let's see here. Somebody said, "Is this assembled a while ago, or have you fixed some of these problems?"
People who are wondering if this is like what the current status for our shit is, no, it's not. I have access to an older build, so I don't have the new fixed stuff on hand, and I didn't care to track it down last night at last night at like midnight when I was putting this together.
Yeah.
So all this stuff is updated. Most of these issues that are in here are fixed. It's just that we just don't have pictures of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's one of our
I'm gonna put
contributors, B2.
I moved to the next one here.
Fall over
Yep.
animation
I'm
is
just gonna let this run for a minute, and then we can all. I think we're all fapping to it right now as it is.
Hey, what's it? I can't pronounce your name, man.
I just call him Aro. Is that okay? Can I call you Aro?
You can.
All right. Yeah.
Anyway,
I just
he's
call
the
him
one who
that.
did it. If you want to talk about it, man, go ahead.
Well, it's pretty much what it is, isn't it? It's just the B2. That
what it is. Yeah, it's a B2, and we'll have wrist rockets and stuff like that, and it will be bigger than B1s, and it'll be actually menacing and stuff like that on the battlefield.
Yep. So that's one thing that working with Rupperdoll has been really useful for. Is Rupperdoll is really good at putting in custom animations and custom skeletons in Arma, which is a pretty daunting task. And we're really lucky to have him on board because he's been helping us out with cracking that enigma of how to get those in game. So the B2s will definitely have these custom animations where when they're running or whatever, they'll have their hand up in the air like they did in the movies. And then when they go to fire, they'll lower their hand weapon thing and they'll fire on you. So I think we have another better animation in the next slide. So Jay, if you want to hop over there.
Let me.
I wouldn't say better animation, but better example.
Yeah. Let me answer these two things. Size comparison. This should be like, it'll be bigger than the B1s, and
Think
also
like Republic Commando.
Yeah,
size
like-
comparison.
yeah.
Like the B2s were like they're gonna be around that size of like the Republic Commando.
So like
We're like-
1.25 times scale.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a perfect example.
Also, armor. All this stuff will be balanced. Everything is going to be balanced with the TCW weapons and stuff. So, you guys
Yes, it's
asking
gonna-
about like, will the armor be fake? Yes, this isn't swap stuff. This is our things. The armor and everything like that, we will make them balanced to make sure that you're not plugging a bajillion rounds into this fucking guy. But there is still going to be a target that's going to be menacing on the battlefield. I'm gonna go to the next
probably
slide.
have it still walk and act as a heavy unit, so it's going to be fairly slower than a battle droid, but at the same time it's going to be a lot more armored, and it probably have a little bit extra firepower under its.
Yeah.
There's a question in the chat that I actually want to know the answer to myself.
What's that?
Are we gonna do clone and droid voice packs? Like,
Down the line, probably
Yeah.
it's not number one priority right now because it's kind of a polish like flavor thing.
Well, I figured.
So we have more important stuff to work on right now.
But definitely
Timeline.
can add that. Definitely add that to something we can do. Droid voice packs, clone voice packs, and probably what we're gonna do is take inspiration from. And this is my opinion. Maybe copyright is issue for that. No, we'll just make our own voice actors, and just add filters to them. And then we'll take, and probably what we'll end up doing is probably make take people's memes and turn them into voice acting things too. I don't know how y'all feel about that, but somebody clone walking around, watch out, ceramic steel. Something,
Don't fucking do that. You're not doing that.
Sounds good to me.
Anyways, I'm gonna go to the next
Let's do
slide here.
one.
I think this is around the point where like the vehicles and weapons kind of got mixed in the slides, so we'll cover them as we get to them.
Yeah. Somebody keeps asking here, how do we do the animations and stuff?
That's what's it called? Question. That. How did you do your animations?
How I did my animations?
Yeah. One of the
just
questions for that.
I just rigged it in 3ds and I animated it by hand.
There you go.
No. This
There you
is
go.
Early representation of the textures aren't finalized, the vehicle's not finalized. To be honest, we're probably gonna redo both of them. I'm probably gonna completely redo the model and completely redo the texture. But this is just something we're working on and stuff like that. Is like the swamp speeders and stuff like that. There is versions with the weapons on it and stuff. This was just like a first pass on the swamp speed.
Oh, you also I'm
Proof
gonna
of concept.
yeah.
Yeah,
Also,
that's
I'll
a good
touch
word.
upon the map that you're looking right there. Lava. What map is that?
That's
that,
also early too. That's early.
yeah,
now.
that
Yeah.
will be Auto Plutonia, but as of current, that is probably the one of the earliest builds we have. It has developed
Yeah.
quite a lot since then, but yeah, it's still currently in development.
Yeah.
That is the very first build of the map, but we have a much newer one ready
Yeah.
to go.
You guys are like
Yeah.
what we have to show.
Yeah. Also, right here, somebody asked this question. I'll touch upon this. Warfighter here. Why can't they just use sound clips from OG Battlefront 2? No.
That's ripping and stealing.
That's ripping and stealing, and we don't want to do that. I don't. We're not gonna do that. There's already people out there that rip things from there and they add them in there. So if we're gonna do this and we're gonna add voices and everything in there, we want to make sure that these voices are probably gonna find somebody who has a voice near what a clone trooper sounds like and everything like that, and work off that and make our own thing, you know. But yeah, well, it's not that it sucks. It's just that this is what we feel like as a development team, that we want 100% original content. We're not gonna half-ass something. We're not gonna go in there and rip it out and just shove it in there for you guys. No, we want to make sure that we have, you know, it's 100% original, and that's what we're gonna stress, you know, a lot. Go to the next one here. Infantry platform. This right here is basically showing the swamp infantry transport variant. I think the next one.
Those animations.
Yeah. Don't take this at face value, guys.
Once again, very early.
Very early. So this is a droid, right? Right?
No.
No,
No?
this is a Republic.
This is a
vehicle.
Republic.
Republic? I
vehicle.
just thought it was a droid.
Yeah, the Republic
Alright.
vehicle. Once
Okay,
again,
whatever.
Early, we're probably gonna redo
Yeah.
everything about this.
Oh
next
my,
one.
yeah.
I don't want to look at it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, this is.
I
this
haven't
is-
got a hold of it yet.
Yeah, Paulie hasn't got a hold of it
very
yet.
early.
Hey,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will give
Little bit
Ranger
out of
credit though.
Little bit out of scale, but
Yeah, like that was just some testing we were doing. And once
Yeah.
again, this is to show us like all our development process. Also, this is not just a showcase of what things we've created. This is to show like we fuck up. We make shit stuff occasionally, and we have to go back and redo it. This is showcasing our development cycle necessarily, showing of like what we're working on, like even behind the scenes, not like just showing off the stuff that we have. Like the stuff that's being developed currently and what the status of those stuff are. Yes, the B2s are going to be bigger. I already said that.
Yeah. All right. We'll go to the next one here. All right. Here's the AT-AP.
Ooh, that's my model.
Yeah, go for it.
You want to take that one?
Oh yeah, that's my baby. I spent a long time on that model.
Hey,
The
that's my
thing has a
texture.
full interior. It's going to be a crew of 4. Yeah, because it has a driver, primary gunner, commander, and then the top gunner. So was that 5 or 4? I don't remember.
4.
Anyway, it is going to walk, and it will walk, and it's actually huge. These things are actually taller, almost twice as tall as an ATT TE. It's about to give you a height reference. It's probably half the height of a ATTE. Or not ATT, an AT-AT. So like these things are pretty freaking big. And then King did this texture. Once again, the texture is work in progress and stuff like that. But yeah, that vehicle, it will be coming. It is definitely one of the walkers we want to include. It will be like more of a heavy walker.
And yes, the third firing leg will be able to be deployed.
Yeah, hopefully. Like if we can get it working properly, yes, we want to
Yeah.
get it so where like the third leg has to be down or something for the main gun to fire. Because that main gun is bigger. To give you a perspective, that main gun is bigger than the ATT guns and the UTAT guns. That thing is probably the biggest. I don't know any ground vehicle that I've seen in Star Wars probably in terms of like commonly
artillery.
seen that it has a bigger main weapon than this thing. This thing is like ultra big weapon.
Oh, those ground ones, the ground artillery cannons that were on Geonosis. those, but I mean.
Oh yeah, well those are big.
Yeah, those. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
we'll do the next
I didn't
one.
think about those, but
Yeah.
yeah, like compared to like the ATTE and the UTAT, this thing has a bigger weapon.
Yeah. All right. Next slide here to the DC-15C itself.
That's a better picture
Yeah,
to see.
I already talked about this. So here's another thing that I think is worth mentioning. As you go through these slides, you'll notice a lot of the pictures in here like the textures will change. It's pretty standard in the development cycle to texture and retexture a model that we've made like up to like 4 or 5 different times. So like the DC-15C has been done and redone, I think like cut almost like 6 times now, would you say?
The A's been done, I think, 7 times in total by now.
Okay, and
Model
I know the C is close to there too. So it's
those are the problem childs.
Yeah, we iterate through textures and we do model variations all the time. So I think this is a good example of that. Like this texture is a lot different than the previous one we showed you guys. So.
All right, we'll move to the next one here. But yeah, here we're gonna go to this is the rotary cannon emplacement.
Oh, I love this thing. I'd like to take this one. So this is basically like a souped-up Z6 that is on a platform, and it's like an E-web, except it's like a rotary cannon.
We did the texture for that code.
Novix did.
Yeah.
Novix did, my bad.
It has a obnoxious rate of fire. I've used it in game before. Paulie set it up. It's really fun to use. It's definitely something where like if you had like 3 squads of droids coming at you and they were all in your line of sight, you could just wipe them out with a like 5-second burst of that thing easy. It is just a disgusting rate of fire. It's like a fire hose of plasma. So it's a really cool weapon. I like it quite a bit. I think it'll be a good addition.
Novix, do you have anything to say about it?
No, not really. That design's pretty cool though. That B1 head took me way too long.
Yeah, if you notice on the thing, it has like a little B1 with an X on it. Kind of cool.
There's
Paul,
also
were you gonna say something?
there's also a variation with shield plating to keep the gunner from being shot.
Next one.
Yep.
All right, and here's the DC-15L without the texture bug on it, so you guys know. Here you go.
And that is also, that's kind of an outdated texture as well. We have better textures than that. That's an older texture. I just threw it in there because it didn't have the hand animation, so I thought it looked a little better. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to talk anymore about it. I've already described it. Everyone knows what it is, so we can move on.
Yeah. All right. Next, here's the DC-15C.
The C again?
That's the
I think you labeled it wrong. It's supposed to say C, not S.
That's
this
the
is the
S.
DC-15. Here, I'm just gonna cover it with my mouse really fast.
Yeah.
That's an S. This is an S.
That's an S. So that is so this is like the next step down from the DC-15C. So to compare things to the real world, which is something we actually use internally quite a bit. If the DC-15A was a G3 battle rifle or an FAL or something, and the DC-15C was an HK-416, this would be like an M4 carbine. So it's just like a short little weapon that is really, just compact.
Like a lot lighter and stuff like that.
Yeah, a lot lighter, fully automatic, fully and semi-automatic, I should say. Basically, something that you would probably not carry into the front lines often, but if you were like a medic or something, or someone who had a job where shooting people was not your primary role, it'd probably be a weapon you'd carry, because it's a good little like defense weapon. It'll definitely do the job of killing whatever you need to kill, but it's more compact. And yes, the stock will fold back. So, I think we showed that off earlier.
All right. Here we go. Debt charge. And the screenshot was taken in Substance Painter.
Oh, that's not a. Oh yeah, that is a death charge. This explosive, I think. What did we decided on doing with it? I don't even remember now.
I think it was. This was the one we.
This was the throwable.
No,
That is
it's
the
not
deployable.
This one isn't
okay.
deployable. I'm pretty sure.
It's
Let
a
me check my board.
deployable.
1 second. Is that we made so many changes to what we were doing to explosives? I don't even remember what we ended up doing with it.
We ended up making it a deployable high explosive charge.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, a
this is
satchel.
like okay. What is the equivalent to in vanilla?
Like 4 of the regular satchels.
Okay, this is like a really powerful satchel. Like this is like the big boy bomb, basically. Like your current like, isn't it like the C12 basically? Like the Optray Seal 12. It's like the replacement for that. Because I know a lot of you guys use that.
Is it relatively around that size as well?
It's pretty big. Yeah, it's around the same size. It's fairly big.
It's about the same size
basically
as a
like
satchel
a-
charge.
It's
But
like a
you
delete
can't
a
throw
building
it, 'cause
charge.
I think throwing a big ass bomb like that is kind of retarded. Like you have to actually plant it like a satchel.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Next one, landmine.
Landmine.
Yeah.
One thing cool we're gonna do with the landmines. You know how that dumbass red dot that I don't know why it is in Battlefront. It doesn't really make sense. But basically, one thing it almost looks like the Halo mine, to be honest. but from like Halo 3. But the one thing cool it's gonna do when you place it down, initially that's what it's gonna look like unarmed. But when you arm it, it's gonna like the light's gonna turn like green. And it's gonna blend in with the camo, and then it's gonna sink a little bit further in the ground, so it's actually hidden. There'll be like a big one that's gonna be like there's a big one that's gonna be for like infantry or like vehicles, and then a little one.
All right. Next.
And they will be mine droids that will be like they can walk around and lay mines. That's what I'd be doing.
All right. Okay. Here we go. Here is the JT12 jump pack.
Yep. So that is a really early model. We have some really interesting scripts for the JT12.
Courtesy by
We don't, courtesy of Namanai. We basically just threw this together really quickly. The textures are very early. The model is very early. Could probably use a little more polish, but you can get the basic idea. It's a jetpack. You can fly around with it. That it is what it is. I don't really know what else to say about it.
It has pretty diverse things. Namanai, you want to talk about like the code for the jetpack you did? And also, additionally, aren't we having 2 jetpacks? Didn't Optray give us their jetpack code?
Actually, Clock from SWLS did us a solid and gave us Commander Cody's jetpack, which is like it's like a commander's jetpack, and it has 1 rocket, and it's a little bit smaller, more compact.
No, I'm talking about like the code side.
Oh, I don't know actually.
I thought you guys said you had like the Optray guys.
Yeah, we do. We have Optray provided us with the code for their jetpacks. We can like the hovering one, but I don't know the specifics of how that's gonna work.
There'll be 2 jetpacks. There'll be one traditionally like the jump pack, which Nem and I will talk about in a second. But like if you guys played with the Optray mod, there'll be a jetpack that will be like that one too. So there's like 2 different ones. There'll be like I think this one is actually gonna be the one that like is actually a jetpack. You get like the Optray one, and then the one that the Accolade units currently do in the 501st. Like the one that from Commander Cody, that will be a more of a jump pack, like the current setting, like what it currently is.
Yeah.
Namanai, do you want to talk about your little code?
Okay, does my mic work?
I can't even hear you, man. Speak up.
Hello?
Speak with your chest.
Oh, rip, does it not work? Does it work? I can't tell.
We can hear you.
You're still super quiet.
Oh, okay. Well, should I just type it out and you say it?
Oh, that's better. There you go.
Oh,
That's better.
okay.
Yeah.
Change anything? All right. So each jump pack has 3 properties: a energy capacity, energy recharge, and then a set of jumps. So you can have a jump pack with high capacity but low recharge, or low capacity, high recharge, and then each jump pack will essentially have its own set of jumps. So you'll have the Accolade one, which will have a forward jump and a short jump. You'll have a one-time use jump pack where all it has is just makes you so you take no fall damage when you're falling through the sky. You can have a jump pack that has left and right jumps or a reverse jump. You can even technically have a jump pack that has like a crazy jump where it jumps you like forward for 2 seconds and then backwards for 3.
Yeah, so like we'll have definitely some like different like variations for you guys to try out.
Yeah.
And they'll be using CBA, so like key binding, so you can actually customize your keys.
Oh yeah. All right, next thing here, we got the AT-8A, which I believe that's the picture rendered
That's
from.
the Coop model. Yay, Coop.
Yeah.
That thing is technically. That thing was technically before you always say that's Imperial era. That is technically in the Clone Wars era. It's like very, very late Clone Wars era.
Very late.
Coop, you want to talk about your little model?
I think this is Republic anti-air.
Yeah, it's a Republic
anti-air. It's Republic anti-air.
Republic.
Yes.
Yeah, this is the AT-AA. It's what is it? For those of you wondering, I know it has legs, but it's not going to plan on walking.
At
What
least
is it? We plan
initially.
on making it a stationary AA gun. And it's yeah, it's just pretty much gonna be another stationary AA gun to shoot people in the.
For like air defense and stuff like that. Maybe one day we'll make it walk, but we have other walkers we have a lot more priority over this one.
So for now, it's basically just a SAM site.
Yeah, basically.
It'd be I don't know. Like I just got up to get some pizza for a second, so I apologize. But
Man, I really
you
wish
could
I
probably
ordered
make
some
it.
pizza.
You could probably make it remote controllable, like the vehicles in
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Make it like a UAV.
Yeah, there's already the UAV ones with the wheels and stuff on them. I mean, it looks. It should be around that size, shouldn't it?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's actually fairly big to be honest, but
Yeah.
yeah,
You make it work like that.
UAV. That's something we can look into doing.
Yeah. I don't know. It probably making it a UAV, something that could probably be deployed with a LAT, and your UAV operator, your team leader and stuff would remote control to it, and it walks with the squad, so you don't need constant LAAT support of some kind over your head. Maybe I just kind of throwing that out there. I think that would be kind of cool. If you guys remember like Spectral, the movie Spectral, how they had those like three-legged dogs and shit like that would fight alongside of them and everything, and some movies do that too, like the Ghost Recon movie and shit. I don't know. I'm just kind of throwing it out there. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. Once
Maybe.
again, walking maybe down the line, but initially we're not probably gonna do it. Next one.
All right. Here's a GAT.
Did I model this
Oh
one?
no.
I think it's
think
the one that
you
I
did
modeled. I don't
this
know.
one.
It says the stream isn't. Yep, that's my model. I modeled that one. There's actually two versions. This is actually gonna be like pretty small. Like it looks pretty big, but like think of it like a. I don't know what like.
It's almost like a saber tank, like a smaller saber
Yeah,
tank.
it's like a
isn't it?
saber. It's gonna be
like an
around the
IFV.
same size as a saber tank, maybe slightly
Right.
smaller. Because I wanted something like a light attack vehicle. Like it's gonna be UAV based. It's for the droid army. And this map model actually didn't take me that long to do. But there's two versions. There's the one that you're seeing now with the big main guns, and there's another one that has shorter guns that is dual cannon. So like they'll be like think of it like in World War I, how you had the with the Mark II tank, you had the female version and the male version. Like the one with the machine gun, one had machine guns, and the other one had like the heavy cannons. It's a similar concept.
They remind me of early Panzers too.
Yeah, yeah. You'll have two different versions of them. Oof, when models are better. Thank you.
All right, next one.
Or mod.
All right, and here's the GAT short barrel.
And it has some textures on it too.
Yeah.
I don't think they're final textures, but they are textures at least.
Yeah.
The textures do exist. Yeah, that's early textures, my dude.
Yeah, it's early textures, but that's the GAT short barrel.
Looks like a scorpion tank. Looks like a retarded scorpion tank. But yeah, I mean it's early. We'll see what happens now. But that's the example of the female variant, basically.
Mechanized assault flyer. Early concept.
I love this thing. I love the mechanized assault flyer.
Okay, this is the vehicle. If you look back and think back, this is from Battlefront 1. And it was on that one, it was like on one map. I think it was like on Kashyyyk, maybe two maps.
It was on Bespin platform.
Yeah, it was on Bespin too. It was like on Kashyyyk and Bespin. Only fucking maps that were on, apparently. Like, it was like really retarded. And basically what we're gonna use, it was like before the HMP was really a thing. This is gonna be like the equivalent for the Little Bird to the CIS. So it's gonna be more like where the HMP is more of like a attack helicopter. This will be like a Little Bird. Yeah, it's that old ass fucking thing from Battlefront 1 that was like super vaguely remembered.
It just isn't little.
Yeah, it's like it's like if the Little Bird was a flying potato, basically.
Yeah, basically it's that's what it looked like. Like, to be fair,
That will be
Loose did a
the
pretty
only
good job
skin
with the
for it,
model.
the potato skin.
It's basically like a CIS Little Bird. There you go.
Alright, next one. The shuttle.
Oh, is that the no class?
Yeah.
Oh, that's Luce's model. He's not here too, but that is a early. I think we cleaned it up the model a little bit more, but we're adding I think there's a better picture if you go to the next one. I don't know. There's a better picture down the line.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there's the front of it. Yeah.
But yeah, it'll have a full interior. It basically, I think we're gonna do it helicopter based because it's a droid vehicle, and we don't necessarily trust droids like or AI with VTOL because AI just like when you give it a VTOL, it's like it completely fucking flips out. And basically, we want to make sure that everything works for the AI. That's another thing, big aspect of what we're focusing on is making sure shit works with like Arma and then the Arma AI additionally, because we know how retarded Arma AI is. That's why a lot of our vehicles have a lot of modifications to it compared to like their lower counterparts, where like they're gonna be more friendly to Arma in that regard. That's about it on that vehicle.
Local militia speeder.
I didn't know what the hell to call this thing. There was no like reference as to what its name was. I just remember it's from episode 1. The Naboo security forces were using it. I didn't know what the fuck to call it, so I just called it a local militia speeder.
It's some like bandit ass fucking.
It's called the Naboo
It's some
attack
vague
speeder
reference
is what
picture that
it's-
someone gave us that we're like, oh, that's kind of cool, so we made it.
The flash speeder.
Yeah, the flash speeder is what it's called.
It's a thing.
Flash speeder. There we go. Thanks everybody in chat.
That's a coupe model.
It's a coupe model.
Yeah, the seat cushions are modeled into to precision.
Yeah, this is gonna be like one of our like independent forces type of vehicles.
Definitely like a planetary defense force or something.
Yes, there's an interior to the droid vehicle. Last one, like the shuttle. Yes, there's.
Yeah.
We're trying to do full interiors for most of our vehicles.
Well, hopefully all
you'll
of
be
them.
writing
Yeah.
Yeah.
All vehicles
Except,
that you'll
like,
write in.
The UAV ones. No, we're not doing interiors for those.
All right, next one.
Moving on. I think it's another militia speeder. It's like a goofy looking one that has a bigger cannon in the front. I honestly kind of like these things. I think they fill a cool little niche where you're, especially like someone who uses a lot of ops. There's a lot of times where I'm like, I wish I could throw a vehicle at them, but I don't want to just mow people down with an AAT. So this might be a nice little, intermediate thing where just got a heavy cannon on the front. Probably just like light anti-vehicle.
Like a technical almost.
Yeah, almost like a technical. Yeah, exactly.
That's another coupe model.
Yeah, I could do this one.
Without the seat leather, pre-seat leather.
Robux grind legendary. Next one.
All right, next one. All right, here we go. This is yours, Bueller.
I can't see. I'm waiting for the thing. Oh no, actually it's
Oh,
not.
fuck that thing.
Purity redid. I did the model initially.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And then like it was my first model, and to be honest, like it turned out alright, but it was definitely not what I wanted. So Purity redid it and made it a little better. This is a kind of a weird angle shot of it, to be honest, but like it kind of looks like really weird from this angle. But that vehicle is going in though. Purity, you want to talk about it at all?
No, there's not really too much to add in.
It's a artillery gun, yes.
Yeah, it's a cool artillery piece.
Yeah. Next one, our fan favorite. Everybody wants it. Everybody's seen it.
What is it?
The MTT.
Oh yeah, the MTT.
King
This
texture,
model was
though.
donated from like another dev, and what is it called? What's the mod called? Coop. What's the mod called? I can't. Coop's not talking.
What game is it from?
But it's from Men of War. It was
Galaxy of
not
War.
the current Men of War mod. It was a mod that was long before that mod that didn't. They stopped development.
The
of
Clones
it,
of
and then
War.
they-
I think it's
It
what it's
could have
called.
been. I don't remember. Like we have the guy's. I don't know the guy's name on this up top of my head, but I do have credits to it. We'll make sure to give him credit for it. But I made some modifications to it. I had to remap it and stuff like that. But the cool things about our MTTs, they will deploy. They will fully deploy. Sadly, I couldn't find a picture. I had a whole picture of it deploying, but I don't have it on hand. And basically, it's pretty cool. And the droids actually sit in the racks and stuff like that. Like the whole thing opens up and the droid thing deploys out. It's really cool. But it will deploy. And yeah. So that's something that's you guys can look forward to having.
All right, next one. CIS droid submersible.
That's another coupe model.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Shout out, Coop.
Does it have leather seats?
Coop, you want to talk about this model?
They wish.
Yeah, this is the CAS droid submersible. I guess that's what we're gonna call it. Oh yeah, this showed up in the what is it, 2003 Clone Wars cartoon, and yeah, we kind of was it. If you go back and look at that scene with the whole underwater battle and all that, you can see we did make some modifications to the whole structure of it, I guess. Yeah, it's gonna. Shut up, Euler.
Sorry, I sent something to Jay.
Yeah, what is it? The little
The
cockpit
submersibles.
area back there is gonna have like 3 droids or whatever sitting in it, I guess. And was I guess one can control the turrets or whatever.
So
yeah, there's one.
Drives.
So if I click on this, what's gonna pop up?
That is the MTT deploying picture.
All right, okay. So this is gonna pop up for everybody on the stream here.
Yeah.
All right.
And with
there
the
we go.
submersible thing, that vehicle, it was originally designed from another vehicle, but what we did was take inspiration from it, and then we made it so it would work in Arma. Because you can't really destroy vehicles underwater, per se, you have to shoot people out, so that's why it's an open cabin for the droids. And this is a kind of deploy thing. The MTT model has been cleaned up a little bit more since then, but that shows you the rack and stuff like that actually deploying with the droids in it. And, it holds, I think, 48 altogether.
Yeah.
But,
some people might go, oh, why is there not like 100 or? The reason
Arma
being,
breaks.
yeah, Arma breaks a lot, and we also want to bring to the. I guess people are now getting. Oh, people aren't getting sneak bits here. Right here, present. The reason it's like 48 and everything like that is because, so you don't have people just shove a bunch of droids into one. And so you can field more on the battlefield at one time, and it's not just, 100 fucking droids in there and you're just done with one vehicle. No, you can use multiple ones and everything like that. So when we look at these vehicles, and it's like they can hold so much, it's like when it comes to Arma, you don't want them to hold so much because they would actually deploy MTTs. Like there's a couple of them in a formation. They would, in mass. So you want to have that projected somewhat.
Plus, it's cool as shit because when ours deploy, like the droids are actually sitting in the racks, and they'll actually come out of the racks. It's really cool. That's the plan for them.
Yeah, and with these models and everything like that, that we're working on here, a lot of the detail and stuff like that is going to come from the texture side of things, because.
We want to keep things low poly, to be Arma friendly.
Yeah.
Our whole entire mod is designed around performance and around Arma's engine. So we want to make sure everything works for Arma. And that being said, our stuff is not going to be like AAA quality. Don't expect some of our stuff is going to be really, really nice done by some of our professional devs like CR Mav and what's another one? CR can't think of his name. Started with T. I'm horrible with names, but we'll get to him later. I'll be sure of it. But we have some other professionals that have helped us out, especially, and you'll get some AAA content, but a lot of us are very early and beginners and stuff like that. We're not at that level yet, but we're just doing our best we can with what we got. But Bishop, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you,
right.
Matt.
Here's the V19 torrent. I'm gonna put some pizza in the microwave really fast, but here's the V19 torrent.
Yep, that was modeled by Luce. Yeah, Bishop has been a great help, by the way. He did our when we get to our ARC 170, he did that. He really excellent job with that.
Textured picture of that?
Oh yeah, we do have a textured picture.
Yeah, it's up next.
Yeah, it's go to the next one.
He's heating up pizza.
Well, talk about it.
Do you want to talk about how the thing will land?
You want to talk about it?
I can't see anything.
Ferrex, what are you doing in here?
Yeah, Ferrex, you're not a developer.
You're not a developer. What are you doing in here?
I want to be in the cool kids club.
And Mav also, by the way. Well, this is weird. Mav also is the guy who did the UTA for his excellent work, which was kind of showed off earlier. Incredible job.
Somebody asked if the wings fold.
Yes, they do.
Yep.
They will fully fold and unfold. They do that.
The V19 does have landing gear, by the way.
Yes,
it's
it does
never,
have landing gear too.
Yeah, it's never shown anywhere, but it will have landing gear.
All right, next one here. Oh, here it is. Here's it folding too. Oh, it's the next one. There you go. There it's folding.
The difference between CR Bishop and the 501st, and then Bishop. Bishop is Mav's brother, CR Bishop is not Matt's brother. They're two different people. Just to be fair.
How dare you heat up pizza? And leave me alone. I'm hungry. There you go. And here's it colorized now too, as well with the wings folded and stuff.
Yeah,
which is
that
pretty cool.
I think, was that the early texture? I thought we had a better one.
I think that's early texture.
I remember it was submitted late to the live stream. Let me look for a second. Let me see.
That's a really early texture. That was
There's
like
a darker version of it.
that.
Oh, here
that
you go.
texture
Here you
was
go.
done
I got you, Jay.
like not even 12 hours ago. It was I literally messaged one of our guys and I was like, "Hey, can we just get like a quick concept texture in this thing?" And he did it in like 40 minutes. So.
Where's that?
I just sent it to you, Jay.
All right, just send it to me. All right, guys, here this is. It says page isn't working.
Oh,
you fucking sent me a fucking HTTP thing in the fucking end, you fucking twat.
Here, I got it.
Here, send it again.
But that right there is a little warden cart. There's a little Coop's little warden cart. We removed the crate since then to make it so you can actually like stick crates in there. But that's for our warden boyos. People can sit on the sides and stuff like that. Yeah, it's a new warden cart.
Yeah, that container.
Coop model.
Yeah, that container isn't really supposed to be there because I removed it at like the last second before the stream.
There's an updated thing.
But
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. I just got the image for it, so that's the updated thing for the torrent. Sorry, we just got the picture for you guys. So there you go. Anyways, back to the warden cart.
Poor Coop, all excited.
Oh, I'm sorry. Continue with the warden cart. I'm sorry.
I mean,
nope.
I mean,
he doesn't want to talk about the warden cart anymore.
All right, next picture.
It's a warden cart again.
There's another picture of a warden cart. Look at that.
Look at that.
I figured people really want to see the warden cart and all
the warden cart has been one of our top priorities from the
The
beginning.
wardens are fucking hype right now.
Wardens are like the overpowered. I mean, you have to make sure to take care of them.
Someone asked, what is a
this
warden?
the newest version? Because I'm pretty sure Loose redid the model. I don't know if this is the Loose redid
With the
model.
RX200, I'm pretty sure this is the new one, but
Yeah, because they redid
This
it.
is the new
model.
one.
Looks like the newest one.
Still needs to be cleaned up on some areas, but like this is like a progress on that vehicle. That vehicle will be in, and it will be fairly big.
I do have one thing to say about this. So, courtesy of our friend Horrible Goat, we do have the capability to do actual beam weapons. So our plan right now is we have to spend some time doing some R&D, but we know Goat has shared with us the method he uses to actually put in beam weapons into Arma. So the idea is that the ball turrets on our LAT will have beam turrets, just like they did in the movies, and the RX200 will have the capability to have a beam turret as well. So
yeah, and do me a favor, guys. One thing you guys should definitely do: go look up Lost Dragons mod for Arma 3.
Yeah,
like on
seriously,
YouTube. It is
it's really
incredible
cool.
stuff that he's doing. It's very, very cool. So a big shout out to him. He's like just show you some of the really crazy cool stuff he has.
Euler, if you want to send a message to one of the mods, like he sent a message to one of the mods like Craft, he can post that in chat.
Let's see.
All right, here's another picture of it on the back side, and here's the Saber tank without the glass, the front window glass.
Wait, which one is this Saber tank? I did the Saber tank model.
That's we're working on figuring out how glass works with Substance Painter.
Yeah, okay, that's before the we have more updated pictures of it. The RV maps aren't correct right now, so bear with us. Like that's just
like the first render in game.
Yeah, that's like a first render.
The glass is there. It's just that it's transparent glass. It's not colored glass.
Yeah. All right,
just
boyos.
Really, really high quality glass. You can't even see it.
Crazy.
If you got closer up, you'd be able to see the outline of it, but currently it's just a glass square.
All right,
who do I send this Lost Dragon thing to?
You can just send it to Craft.
How do I just do that?
You can just message him.
Post it in the Discord and I'll post it.
Yeah, there you go. Some of you guys might notice here.
You guys post it.
I'll post this as a disclaimer right here for you guys now. As you guys probably in some of these screenshots in game, you're probably gonna see the dinky swap thing in the bottom left. That's because when we're running these things, we're still running the swap mod because the 501st and everybody still uses swap. So when you do take cool screenshots of your mod, I'll reiterate again, of your cool screenshots in game, we're gonna cover that up with our mod. If you're using swap.
No, actually, we removed all the watermarks because
yeah,
they're annoying.
All watermarks are gonna be removed from
we
everything.
removed all the watermarks.
Yeah. So that's good.
So like those are no longer being popped up because they're just really abrasive. Right there though, that link that SorensiC just posted is the Lost Dragons YouTube. Check that out. Some really cool stuff that he's been doing, working on the project for a very long time.
Here's the inside of the saber tank. I actually kind of like how the glass is. You can see through it in these pictures because it actually gives a nice perspective of the seat from the driver and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. All the shiny stuff is a RV map issue. We've already fixed it.
Yeah. There will be like Arma screens and like things you can control. That's why you might see some blank spaces.
Yeah. So here's what we were talking about earlier about
shininess.
Yeah. Well, as far as interiors of vehicles go, this is one of them that we're working on. Here's the Juggernaut.
On the Saber, I'd like to say real fast, we do have other variants that Euler's made that just hasn't been put in game quite yet.
Yeah, there's a bunch. Like we have a Super Saber, unarmed Saber. We have a Scouting Saber. What else is there? Oh yeah, the Grenade Launcher Saber. There's a bunch of different sabers that I've made. This Juggernaut is fairly big. It's about I would say a little bit bigger than the MTT. And the tower is ridiculously big.
Pretty sure there's a scale picture somewhere.
Yeah.
It's 10
you
times
should have
bigger.
a scale picture down the line, but that's in game. That was actually purchased from the same guy we bought the lat from.
Yeah.
He's a really awesome dude. He's done some great work and stuff like that. If you guys haven't already, check out some of his work and models. It's on our TCW Discord. If you go to info where we have our lat, that's the same guy made the Juggernaut. Really cool stuff. Excellent dev.
Yeah, DEFCON.
So,
Good friend of mine.
Dr. Odyssey in Twitch chat just asked, can the turbo tank hold a platoon of people? And
Yes,
how does it operate when it drives?
Well, I'm currently working on the interior for it, so we haven't actually any interior work for it yet. But because of it's a high poly model, and because it needs to be because of the level of detail it needs on that scale. Because of that, you're not going to be able to transfer in and out from exterior to interior. We want it to be not necessarily a static object. Maybe eventually we'll make one that's a static object. But as for right now, it's just going to be a actual vehicle. So it will be able to full hold a platoon, all the weapons will be manned, and it will be able to just run over fucking everything. We want to make it so basically think of it you go to Kabbalah and Altus and just charge. You can just run over all the buildings, just go that's the kind of thing we want to do. Is basically make it just break through basically everything, trees, forests. So then it can still have a lot more versatility.
By the way, that's a retexture on it, or a sort of retexture.
Yeah, to edit the texture on it.
Yeah, but not by much.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so that's something we have in progress.
Yeah. All right. Next one. All right. Here's the UTAT. Here's the cool one that some people might have seen at the end of near the end of SorensiC's thing, and you're gonna see it again here now. So you got a little titty peek earlier today. So.
Keep in mind, Polly, we're gonna fix the glass on it, correct? So it's transparent.
I've already got transparent glass on it now.
Okay,
it just
cool.
needs to be tinted yellow.
Yep. Okay. That is something that will be coming. So we'll be showing that off later tonight. But that was courtesy by one of our professional devs that have been awesome and spent a lot of time, way too much time in my opinion, working on this stuff. Real shout out to Maverick. I think his name is Maverick in here. It's Maverick or something.
Madman Maverick.
Yeah. A real shout out to him. His work is incredible.
So
if you haven't already, check out his art station. Really impressive stuff.
Someone in chat just asked, but my question is, will Arma be Arma when it comes to all VIX? And I can only assume what they mean to that is the traditional Arma problem of you hit a tree or a rock in a huge vehicle and it comes to a dead halt.
We're trying to avoid that.
Well, here's the thing, Euler. For those of you who are watching SorensiC stream, and there was, as Jay calls it, titty peak of the UTAT in there. That thing literally plows through forests, fully wooded, full tree forests. That thing just fucking carves right through them. It's amazing. It honestly just is really cool to see.
Additionally, if the UTAT, if you want some details on it, it holds 35 people altogether. a default crew of 9, and then a passenger crew of 23, I think. There's 20 seats plus the 3 around like the table. We'll be showing off in detail later. Really, really cool stuff. So that's something that will go off.
All right. Here's a picture of the UTA interior. Some of you guys are seeing. SorensiC actually sat on the far right of this picture in the video.
I can't see it to tell you yet.
Yeah. No, he was.
He was directly opposite of where I took the picture.
Yeah. So there's that. Here's another picture with a little command desk and everything like that. More seats, and this is all inside of the UTAT. All right. I keep seeing this guy message us in here. Pulsar. Excuse me, I'm eating popcorn.
About the swap thing? Yeah.
About the swap thing. We have to continue using swap. You know what I'm saying? It's just because we don't have our shit out yet. But that's more of a question not related to this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's more unit specific as well.
Yeah,
and this is an original R asset. Like you can look at Mav stuff. This was originally made just for our unit, or not for our unit, just for TCW. If you see it anywhere else, it is ripped and stolen. Like this, like we have. If you want any more proof, I'm be more than willing to provide proof to back that statement up. This is our asset, original asset.
So a question from Tuka. He asked, can people walk inside of the UTAT?
No, because of the interior design, how Arma works with vehicles. Like for example, look at the RHS vehicles. Basically, because of the high poly count needed to make this level of detail in this vehicle, rendering going on. For example, like the exterior of the vehicle is rendered separately from the interior. You'll only see the interior when you're inside the vehicle. So doing that regards, you cannot walk around the interior. Sadly, it's just not possible because of it would just be too frame intensive, and it wouldn't really work.
Yeah.
I know there are mods where you can walk around the interior of a vehicle while it's moving, but it's really like
that's like
it's
aircraft.
Just one of those. Yeah,
it's aircraft and it's vehicles that you can see into the interior from the exterior. You can't see into the interior from this way. It doesn't work for the UTAT.
I mean, it's really just an
it's
issue
a shame, but yeah.
Of the physics in Arma just being really intensive, and it's just something that is like way. We couldn't do it to the quality we would want to do it in TCW, and so for that reason, we're just going to be using the traditional Arma, like you just stay in your seat, basically.
Yeah.
So.
Another question here that I had seen was, can we see the inside of the Juggernaut? And will there be like a command kind of table for the Juggernaut? I think yes. The command table for the Juggernaut. But there's no.
We'll do something. I'll design my interior similar based off of what Mav did.
Inside of the Juggernaut,
the same kind of design. And same thing with our ATTE.
Yeah. Inside of the Juggernaut is work in progress. There are no pictures of the inside yet because
I haven't really done anything crazy with it yet.
Yeah.
I've done the base outline. I haven't really done anything. By the way, that mod for the RX, we're talking about like the actual beam lasers and stuff like that. It's called Lost Dragons on Arma. It's an Arma 3 mod, Lost Dragons. A sci-fi thing. Really cool stuff. It's not released yet. Don't look for it on the workshop, but it is something in development for a very long time.
All right, I think we're moving on to something else here. I think this is Lava's place right here.
Yep, this is all map asset stuff. So
or whoever made it. So Lava.
I think didn't Desi do the one on the left?
He did. Yeah, he did. Yeah, that's Desi's plant.
Yeah, that's one of Desi's plants. That's one of the map assets going on to. I think are we putting on a Ragosa?
Yes. Yes, these are the Ragusa plants.
It's one of those map one of those assets that we're collaborating with the SWS guys.
All right, so if I may, the one on the left actually is a focus on Umbara. The one on the right is actually a Ragosa asset. So by making these, obviously, this kind of entails that we are slowly developing these two maps. Things like Umbara will be there down the line. However, it is in very early pre-build. Things like Ragosa, however, being a smaller project, we have proceeded onward for the last few months, and it's getting closer to a variant that we can start testing on an inside, on a mod team level, but it is nowhere near completely ready for release yet.
That being said, with the AT, it's fucking huge. Like, I didn't realize how fucking big this thing is. It's fucking huge.
Yeah. All right. Next one, we got the Fauna. I think this is from Ragosa.
Yes, so in the first episode of the Clone Wars in 2008, you will see that the King Katunko, I've forgotten the guy's name, but the guys and Master Yoda end up on one of these trees. This is going to be on the map, simply put, these giant objects.
Yep. I think Purity also did that. Model.
He did.
Yes.
Next one.
And here's early Ragosa fauna on the map.
Oh, that's
Right.
really early.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah, that's like
This is like when we first made the
like,
map. Yes. So here we've got kind of an idea of the general coral, even basic trees that we're testing, and some kind of potted plants, so to speak. You can kind of see that they even cut off. We've developed quite a lot since then, but this kinds of assets give you an idea. All of these assets will have a proper hitbox as well. You will be able to shoot around and through those holes.
Yep, and like once again, this is like we're showing off our a lot of development process and our progress. A lot of these pictures are pretty old that we are just like showing us what we're working on. Like there's some of these are actually pretty old in the development.
Here's another couple pictures of some fauna.
Other shit.
Yep.
Bushes
Again,
and
the early build
things.
stuff. You can kind of see in the background the skyboxes and the terrain in general is kind of what you're expecting for the Ragosa map. Nice bright yellows.
Yeah, and no, this is not Gmod assets. These are all made in house. So
yeah, Gmod.
Yeah, there's no Gmod.
these
If
are all
anything,
in-house.
I mean, if anything, I'd expect them to want the stuff from us because
Yeah, they'll probably end up ripping all their shit anyway. Perfectly honest.
Mhm. All right. Here's a back to tank and destroyer bomb models. So it triggers me the text at the bottom that should be switched.
Yeah.
There's another.
Back to tank is on the right. The destroyer bomb. Basically, we wanted one big ass fucking bomb that you can put in a backpack, and this is like something that like a trooper can carry, and then they actually like deploy it, and it's a big ass fucking bomb, baby.
I wonder what inspired that.
Yeah,
what is
big
it?
ass fucking bomb. Almost I think a nuke or maybe I don't know.
Yeah, what is it? If you what is it? If any of you guys have ever seen the Clone Wars TV show, there's one episode where they have this bomb. It's called like the Annihilator bomb or whatever.
And yes, they will have
Yeah.
moving components, of course. We're not gonna like give you some bullshit looking fucking sketchy ass bullshit. I don't know. It's gonna move and shit, and like it's gonna look good. We want to make sure to try to give you guys the best possible stuff.
If the det pack is the delete a building charge, would this be like the delete a city block?
Yes, this is
Basically,
the city block charge.
All right, next one. Sorted storage containers.
They are what the description says.
Sorted storage containers.
Just
so
a bunch of other map assets and
they're-
stuff.
Yeah, stuff you can store things in, etc. They're not textured. These are models. These are the models. They're this is screenshots from the modeling program itself. So they'll be textured and everything like that. So
I've got a question.
go for it.
Go ahead.
What are we kind of expecting for Clone Wars buildings? You know what I mean? Like a Jedi Temple or something.
Yes, we want to make a lot more buildings and a lot like we want to definitely do like a bunch of those. It's just like we just have to build them up over time, and like we'll have like interior buildings and stuff like that.
We do have an interesting interior you guys will see at the end of the night when we show off one of our cool things.
What's being showed, Barracks?
Yeah, don't worry about it. I got it.
For also additional information, any maps that will contain buildings, obviously we'll try and include interiors and such for proper play space.
Yeah. All right. Computer interfaces. So you're gonna have actual terminals and stuff you can assign things to with Zeus and everything like that.
Some other basic map assets. Just showing you the basics of like some of the stuff you do. Like you don't need to be a crazy good modeler to like contribute and stuff like that. Like just simple like crates and boxes and stuff UV'd and stuff like because like once again like we're unable to rip stuff or steal like or like take from other sources. So everything we make has to be original and people forget how much shit like it takes a while and there's a lot of stuff.
Here's a
little things.
Here's a question here that just got asked. Will the back to tanks just be set pieces to attach Zeus heal to?
No, they will heal people.
Oh no. Here's the question: is, or will they actually have seats in them, where you can actually put people in them?
Maybe, I don't know.
That is a good idea.
Model.
I
created
can
the
do
model
that.
for that. The model does have an interior. Interior, I mean, it literally has a cylinder inside of it, so it's doable.
Paulie says he can do it. I don't know.
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
that's
I
just
guess we can do
yeah.
it.
That was
Yeah,
just
it's
a
cool
great. That was
thing.
just a question. That I mean that maybe you
I
could
never
put
thought about it, but
yeah, maybe for effect. Maybe have a different variant of them that can heal, but you can put clones into for
How
effect
about
or
you
something
get
on
in
the
it
ship.
and it heals you, and then
Yeah,
you
you
put,
get
like,
in it.
you can
AI
do
in
something
it
like
just
that.
for effect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. All right,
It's a good
hollow
idea.
pad and control panel. Yeah,
No, there's not an update from Swap. It's a completely different mod.
completely different
TCW.
mod. The Clone Wars
Feel free to
mod.
check out our Discord and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I don't know where
yeah.
we put the link.
Somewhere in the chat.
Yeah, AT. Here's the ATAP interior.
Oh, that's my also. That's King's texture. That's without the outer edges and stuff. That's just a piece of it. But that's like, I think there's another. Like we already showed off the interior previously. I think. Yeah, we have. If you go scroll up in our coming soons. But I modeled the interior. Then King did the interior texture for it.
Jacob, that comes later, man. Not right now. Here's another the ATAP interior. Some more close-up shots of it here.
Yeah, that's actually with the full interior and stuff.
Yeah.
And those screens will actually be like picture-in-picture screens that you would see.
Yeah, like you can look
in
in them and stuff.
vehicles.
Like
Yeah.
they'll be like camera screens.
I have a question from Odyssey. When it comes to making interiors to vehicles, how long does that usually take, and is it a lot of work?
It can be a bitch. Like,
Yeah.
I hate doing interiors. I fucking hate it. Like,
Yeah.
I really hate it because like there's so much little stuff you have to do, and you have to design it to fit the vehicle. You have to design it like it's a bitch.
Modeling it is one thing, because you you rarely have reference material to go off of, and then having to texture that is also really annoying sometimes, because you don't have any concept images. You just have to kind of go with whatever you think
And
looks
then also
realistic.
with the texturing side of things, it's difficult. Oftentimes, like it can be very difficult to get on all those cracks and get the texture fully done. Be pretty like interiors are kind of a bitch, but
yeah,
like if like there's some crude ones that probably over time, maybe like down a year down the line or something like that, we'll replace them and stuff like that. And like we plan on upgrading the mod as we go. Like if we can do better stuff, we'll continue doing that.
All right.
I would like to say, Yor, that is a interesting DC-15L that you have modeled there.
I think this is when I was duplicating
That's the
slides
interior
at like
for
5
the
in the morning, and I was
AP,
like,
by the way, it's
yeah.
not-
I think this is what one of the guys was talking about earlier. The shoulder-mounted rotary cannon.
Yeah, this thing is a fucking meme cannon, just like the rotary
We
cannon.
actually have a video of it and like testing.
Yeah, I think
Yes,
Nam
we
and I
do.
did a video where he was testing it with a rocket launcher. So yeah, this will basically be like
with the Halo rocket launcher thing.
Yep. So this will basically be a rocket launcher in the arsenal, and so it'll go on your back. It'll fill the rocket launcher slot, except it is a rotary cannon, and you'll carry it on your
it's
shoulder.
Crazy
and it'll,
powerful.
Yeah, it'll
They
just
give it like
spray
the
plasma.
upgraded version of the Z6. The one that there's some downfalls of it. You're not going to be able to. I think you can sprint with it. You're not going to be able to go prone with it, and you're not going to be able to do a bunch of other stuff with it. And it's going to be less it's going to be less accurate, but it's going to have like you see normal rotary. This thing's probably going to have like double the fire rate of the normal rotary. Like this thing's going to be like it's gonna think of it like a fucking minigun on a fucking C1, not C-130, but like a Black Hawk or something like that. It's gonna be pretty a beefy weapon, and it's gonna be like think of it like this, like a heavy Z6 almost.
So, real quick, a question that's been frequently asked, I guess, is how often will updates occur for the
I already
TCW
said
mod?
bi-monthly is the plan.
Bi-monthly
Okay.
updates with
And,
patches, all that kind of fun stuff.
Yeah,
Bi-monthly.
And if there's game-breaking bugs, we'll make sure to patch it a lot quicker than that. The thing is, deal wield is a possibility we're looking into. It is something we're trying to do. It is difficult to do in Arma.
Should be
it would,
theoretically possible.
Yeah, so with the custom animation stuff we've learned from Reputable, we know it would technically be possible, it would just be very difficult. It basically would almost be akin to like making a walker in terms of effort that would have to go into it. And I mean, we haven't actually talked about this explicitly, but I don't think I'm too far off when I say to speak for the dev team that I think we'd all rather have like an ATRT or something than a dual wielding pistols. So it'd be kind of a lower priority.
It's something we'd maybe do down the line, but it's just the amount of dev time it takes is very ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yes, Coop, we are showing that eventually.
All right. Here's your Z45 concussion grenade launcher. I feel
My
like,
other favorite weapon.
I feel like Chuck Norris in that '80s movie, Behind Enemy Lines.
So this is another fan favorite that we posted a while ago. I couldn't find any new pictures of it, so you just get some recycled content because I got lazy. It is a 12-shot rotary grenade launcher. It is exactly what it sounds like. It basically just shoots a bunch of grenades all over the place.
Melee weapons, we'll get over that later.
Oh yeah, melee weapons. We'll have some
we'll
content
talk about
that,
melee weapons
later.
The Z45, I can say, it's up for.
Yeah. All right.
new
Here,
this is a prototype.
Yeah, actually, I think Spartan. I didn't even have to touch them. I think they're actually in here already. The alternative textures to the Saber tank, right here.
Yeah, we'll have like different versions of the Saber tank. I think we're gonna have 4 textures initially. We'll have this one here. This was made by courtesy of Spartan. What's it called? I think his name. It's just Spartan, but like he has like another
Yeah.
Spartan Myth.
Yeah, give me a second here.
Thank you.
Judy, you want to show off the
Spartan Myth. I was trying to
video
remember. Is it
of,
Spartan? Is Spartan something? Thank you.
Here we go. Here's this.
Spartan Myth made that texture for us. We'll have different versions. There's a stealth Saber tank, right there.
Yeah.
So it's pretty dope looking.
Yeah. I'm pulling up some other pictures here right now.
You show the spear. That's like the #1 thing we have to show off. It's a Studo.
Maybe at the end, Gila.
All right. So what I'm saying here, I've got some stuff to show from Cutrex really fast here, guys.
Yeah, the stuff I pulled off the Trello.
Yeah, he pulled this stuff off the Trello for us here. Here's some helmets and stuff like that. I'm just gonna pull them up for you guys here. Some last editions and stuff. I'm not gonna go through them really fast. But the first one's the ATRT helmet. The second one here is gonna be the Airborne. This one's an engineer helmet, which, yeah, there's your engineer helmet.
And also, off topic from this, but there is a lot of other stuff being developed. Like vehicle-wise, we probably have, to be honest, I want to say around 60 vehicles planned in total. Like just in the Clone Wars era, like there's a lot. Like, it's pretty daunting. A lot of those are coming along pretty smoothly.
Yeah.
To list off a few of the favorites that I see a lot in the suggestions, the snail tank is coming.
Yeah, the persuader tank.
Yeah. High altitude entry transport is like super vague and lore. You can look it up.
Yeah, it's basically gonna be like sausage dropping. It'd be pretty cool. All right.
Some other stuff is the Aquapie droids, Null class shuttles. Some other stuff we have planned. Looking some.
Yeah. All right.
Like dry droids and stuff like that.
There's
some really cool stuff down the line.
What's up?
With all the armor, I know it's just showing it. The renders were done in the 212 colors because that was lazy and that was selected. But there's gonna be a 212 501st and a couple other unit variations.
Yeah, we're gonna try to do the base lore ones. We're gonna take, like, to be fair, guys. I know it's like, oh, why are you doing that? But like this is made from the 501st and 212, so like we kind of want to take care of our guys first. You know, you guys we will take care of you eventually. Like we're not doing like crazy custom armor. We're probably just gonna do basic lore armor, and that's about it in terms of that. But
yeah. Shout out really fast here. I think this is the first time SorensiC will have this done, but hey, shout out to No Bear for the 20 gifted subscriptions here in SorensiC's channel.
Thank you, No Bear.
Yeah, it's the first time I think SorensiC's ever had somebody do that for him. Oh, how does that feel?
You're welcome, SorensiC. Yeah,
what a dick.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that.
Glad to be here,
once
man.
again, we'll probably have 20-something, or 60-something vehicles planned. For example, like for aviation boys, my aviators, like we have ARC 170, which is going to be like a multi-role fighter, and then the Torrent, which is also going to be multi-role, and then we have the headhunter. What else? What's the other one that's an interceptor? I can't think of his name now.
Delta
Z95.
V-wing.
The V-wing. Thank you. V-wing. Yeah. Thank you. Made by Typhoon. Yeah, his name's Typhoon. Sierra Typhoon did that one. Another professional dev. The V-wing, by the way, it does look different in game than what it was that rendered. It'll look different and it'll look a little less thing. And then additionally, we'll have our heavy bombers. We'll have the Y-wing, and then the naval class bomber. What the fuck is that thing called? Someone get me.
The NTA 630 naval bomber.
Yeah, it's from if you look at Empire at War and the Republic at War mod, it's in there. So that's we're gonna have a lot of, and then there's even a AWACS vehicle. It's called the T6 support aircraft, which will be like a recon / we even threw out the idea of making it in-flight refueler type of thing. We have a lot of different aircraft and stuff like that are coming that will allow a lot more. And our vehicles are actually based off, especially our enemy vehicles. We'll have two versions. We'll have versions based off of VTOL and and jet base. So then the AI can use them more fluently and more effectively, and our vehicles are more based around laser fire, especially your aircraft, instead of so much rockets where SWAP is. So we're going to be more focused on those classic dogfights and stuff like that. Think of it almost like a World War II mod. There will still be missiles and stuff, but it's going to be more so geared towards laser, like you see in the shows and stuff like that, where it's like dogfighting. That's it. It's less missile based and more actually shoot. Yeah.
That is correct.
Jade, do you want to show them the OG9?
Oh yeah. Now some of the real juicy stuff, boys.
Yeah, is that the video you sent me?
We have some interesting stuff to show you guys.
I just sent you some more armor shit as well.
You sent me some armor shit. Okay.
Show the armor shit up, and then we'll
Alright, okay, he's got some armor shit to show off.
Really cool stuff.
Alright. Yeah, here's some more shit. What's this stuff here? No. Alright, there we go, guys. There's that.
I'll talk about the armor a little bit. This is all going to be the Phase 1 variants. This is the Phase 1 model of the actual uniforms. We have different Phase 1 and Phase 2 models. What you're seeing is
what's his
bunch of different variations.
This is a Phase 1 made by ROF.
RO.
You made this one, correct?
Yeah, I did. Just call me Ruffle.
That Phase 1 he made. So this was originally for the Republic. I won't say never mind.
I'm gonna smack you.
Yeah.
Silence.
He made it anyway. He made it. It was really cool. He gave it to us.
So something really cool about the TCW mod is courtesy of Raffle Dance here. The armor being shown, this Phase 1 armor, is actually pretty noticeably different than the Phase 2 armor we'll have. If you look at, Jay, I don't know if you can get to a picture of the back of the armor real quick, but at the back of the armor there are very unique leg braces that I believe were originally seen in the armor from, what was it, Republic Commando. And so the interesting thing with that is that is an armor variation, and that is a specific unique aspect of the armor that you don't actually see in anything else. So, for example, if you look at Opposition, Opposition has Phase 1 and Phase 2 armor, but functionally they are the same models.
And also look and model.
Yeah, exactly. They're the same models. So this is you will be able to tell whether someone is wearing Phase 1 or Phase 2 armor based on the actual look of their armor. They look very different.
Yeah,
so
it's cool. We made that's one thing we really wanted to do. Actually, noticeably different stuff. So that's the armor.
Yeah,
and we'll have dirty versions of them and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
Oh, the 101st version, that's not finished. I was doing that about 2 a.m. last night, so that's why it's so clean. I didn't do any custom paint wearing on it like the other ones.
Yeah, like you said. And I know it's just Skark units we're showing. It's just because that's majority of the devs, and that's what we kind of want to take care of our guys first before we start branching off. And hopefully you guys can understand.
But we will do other lore units.
Yeah, we will do other
100%.
it's just that like for right now, like early on, we're just trying to take care of just to get our feet on the ground, like or get on some solid ground first.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna show this video now.
Cool. This is the OG9, right?
OG9 demo.
All right, cool.
Yep.
You might want to turn on the sound because I forgot my mic was on, so they're just like me breathing and clicking my mouse for audio.
All right.
It's kind of weird.
But also, there's our B1, boys, right there.
Yeah, there's our B1.
Right there.
Yeah, it still
Alright.
needs work.
We'll
but
show
yeah,
some
that's
other stuff. That one I think is a placeholder for now. We'll probably end up keeping it and make another version, to be honest. So you can have have some mismatching. But this originally came from what?
Is that the one I made?
Yeah,
that's the one that came from I can't never pronounce his name.
Aro.
Oh, from yeah. Okay, no, we don't.
Oh, we can say. Spartan just informed me that we can say where it's coming from. So.
Okay, yeah, okay. The clone armor is we didn't want to say earlier because they're kind of underground, but the Republic Commando team. If you guys haven't checked it out, make sure you do. They're doing some really fucking cool shit. If you love Republic Commando, there's a team actually remastering it and like basically bringing it back to life, even like with some really cool features and stuff like that. Make sure to check them out.
In the Unreal
really,
Engine.
really cool guys and awesome professionals.
All right, let's be quiet and let's watch this video.
Keep in mind, this is very early, and we've had some rigging issues, but this is just a proof of concept. They will be fixed and stuff like that.
I'll actually talk on those rigging issues right now. So basically, we sent this off to be imported, and there was an issue when we were moving it over from Maya to Blender, where it needs to be imported. So that's why you have all the mismatched parts and the feet are slipping and all sorts of things. That will be fixed. It's just going to take some time to redo.
Yeah.
But
that's some early resolutions and stuff like that. But that is Walkers though. Yeah, work in progress, but definitely coming along.
I think it's a speedy mover, isn't it?
Yeah, they're fairly.
Yeah, that's a nice B1 too.
Bit, but like this is just early testing.
I'm gonna sit here and I want people to admire. You know, we're admiring this, but also admire the B1.
Yeah, the B1's animation is pretty impressive. Like,
yeah.
Like you'll see it in a second. Are we gonna show that next?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Oh yes.
Yeah, you'll see it in a second. Definitely some of the B1 stuff. Like it is, and this was originally for a mod that Rapuddle, I can never say his name, was doing, and we were lucky he was shared these assets with us.
Yeah, you say.
I can't get over that B1. That's amazing.
Yeah, he did a really good job of it.
All right, hold on a second here.
Oh, it only gets better from here.
Oh my God, this is. Oh my God.
Yeah, now, boys, now they'll actually show you some really cool
hold on a
stuff.
second. Hold on a second.
That's basically the end of that video.
Wait,
and now
hold on,
like
hold on.
basically one of
No,
the-
it's not.
oh,
There's shooting and stuff going on.
Oh, it shoots. I forgot about that.
Yeah, shooting. All right, everybody, be quiet.
I don't think it has sound files yet.
It does. You can barely hear it, but it's there.
Yeah, and it'll have the top and bottom guns, and they both will work.
Yeah, but the sounds of it moving are there. You can't really hear it because Walrus is a walrus, and you can't really hear him.
Yeah, but yep,
The
that
king
is
of hot.
incoming.
All right. Yeah.
And
So
it has like side-to-side motions too, if you look, like when it rotates and turns.
yeah.
Yeah, so like it's not just like really buggy and shit. That's one of the main walkers that we're working on finishing up.
Yeah. Man, you can see what I watch on the right.
Anyway, okay, here, boys.
Right.
Here's something that you guys
Hold on
are
to your
ready
pants
for a
here,
little
guys.
bit.
I think you'll like this one.
Everyone grab an extra change of
And turn up the volume of this one, Jay.
Hold on to your
That's
chairs,
pretty
boys.
cool.
For real.
Really?
boy.
Hold on a
It's
second.
off the wall.
Everyone who loves Jedi, this is definitely for you.
All right.
This
Let
is
me
some
start it.
Fucking god, no way.
Everybody, be quiet.
Yeah, wait, some really cool stuff that we're
Everyone shush.
start out from the beginning. This is Walrus playing. He's a really bad gamer. Keep in mind. Notice how he's deflecting the blaster bolts?
Yeah.
Everyone asking if that's force push? Yes, that is force
Yes,
push.
the force push.
Rhydonium
And you can do like
canisters,
double
anyone?
jumps and shit too. Like it's pretty cool. It doesn't show off in this video. Like, flips and shit.
Oh, the whole thing just lagged out for me.
And
Yeah, that was the Rhydonium barrel exploding.
Yeah, that's some of the like, those will be So that's
Battlefront 3 looks great.
Jay, you can play it again. Play it again, Jay.
Play it again.
But yeah.
Encore.
But that is like that's some of the stuff, and then we'll have other force correct, Walrus?
Yeah, I think Force Jump is in. I just don't know how to use it. I'm a fucking nerd who doesn't know how to be a Jedi.
Yeah. We have force push. I think lightning too.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of force poses in there. I need to mess around with it a bit more. This is something that we're picking up from Reputable. Reputable gave this to us, and we're going to continue developing on it. It's going to take some time to get where we need it to be, but it is really fun. It's actually surprisingly fluid. It looks like it's kind of clunky. It's just because I'm bad at it. It's actually really easy to use. It's kind of surprising.
Yeah, it's really cool. If you haven't already, check out some of Rapodal's stuff. Like he's stopped really doing Arma now, but he's an excellent developer. Like mind-blowingly good. Like crap he's done.
Oh, there's some lag. Oh, you healed yourself. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, the B1 animations are pretty dope too.
Yeah.
They're really cool. They're like the Battlefield one, or no, like the Phantom Menace ones.
All right, any other videos or something? Can we watch it again?
The rotary cannon thing.
All right, I'll play it again. Hold on.
We have to show the most important thing. Nebenai, where's the link to the field?
Yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna replay it one more time for the guys. One more time.
Yeah, and you can do like flips and shit too, and it's really cool.
The animations for the B1s really remind me of how they look in the movies.
Yeah, that's what we were going for.
Spot on.
Yeah, that's what we were going for, I think. What is it? I forget who was working on like the what is it, explosion effects for the Rhydonium barrel, but someone asked, will they have the colorful explosion they have in the show?
I think we are doing that, right, Paulie? Eventually,
I think Pompano asking him that question, but Namanai's got to work on that.
Yeah, Namanai is working on that. Oh, here you go. Post it. Watch that one.
All right, I'll post that one next. This one's done.
This is
what am I working
some
on?
also very important work. Top priority. We're actually canceling the mod for this, and we're developing.
All right, stop it.
Mod.
Stop it. Stop it.
Damn it, they were asking if the Rhydonium barrel would have a code.
Wait, am I restarting the whole thing or?
No, watch the video that Namanai just posted.
Oh, from that link? Okay. Here, everybody. So this will be more for the independent factions.
Yeah.
Yeah, this will be more for the independent.
We're actually probably gonna implement.
Yeah, this will be for the independent factions. For which planet is it?
So Auto Platonia has tolls on it, which, as we've all seen from the episode, actually throws spears.
Oh, that's loud.
Okay, shit now.
Oh, that's loud.
Example of them.
Yeah, we're hoping to implement some of the talls a little bit later to have these spear things.
No,
I've got a
H3 will
text
not be
about
a requirement. It will. It'll be optional.
Yeah.
Will be fully compatible.
We'll be fully
Also,
compatible.
quick note, the shields are redone. Like config wise, they're still the swap.
Yeah. These are swap assets you're seeing, right? But like, it's just the spear is ours. Don't fuck with me.
They're throwing spears.
Notice how they're all pilot models.
Yeah, like we're trying to do a little fun stuff for like that sometimes. We'll never like do like pointless shit. I don't know. Like, I feel like that has some purpose. 3 looks good.
What Romeo shit could be.
Do we want to open up for the floor for questions now? I think that wraps it up like that regard.
Aren't we dropping some of this stuff tonight or tomorrow?
No, Lars.
Questions and then that. Questions and then that. Yeah.
Then we'll talk.
Did I ruin the surprise?
All right. Will the right here? We just got this one. Will the blood effect for the droids still be there when the mod releases?
Replace it with oil shit and stuff. Like,
are we?
To be honest, we may even remove it. The one thing additionally we'll do also with the armor, it's early testing. We showed some gifts of it earlier. Ranger, do you have a gift of it, like on hand?
Yeah. Hold
I
on,
think
let me go
I think
find it.
we showed it before, but we can show it again.
Yeah, I think it's coming soon.
Which
Yeah,
gift?
let me check. Let me get it
The,
for you.
the one where I missed.
Oh yeah. It's like point blank range.
Oh, I'm so depressed at you.
Yeah. We plan on doing like no more blood and shit. But did you post it?
Yeah. I got it right here.
Yeah.
All right,
here,
send it to
Jake,
me.
Look at that.
All right.
Yeah. So like.
Where's it at? There we go. Thank you. All right, boyos. Let me.
Yeah.
Hey, Cruzy, is the in-game stuff ready? I think he said it was. The server's ready.
Hold on a second.
So we're in-game stuff. Like this has all been the concept stuff, but we'll actually be showing off a lot of this stuff in-game pretty soon. And then we'll have an additional announcement.
Yeah.
Do we want to make announcements like after? Or...
Yeah, after we do the questions. So hold on a second here.
After questions?
Yeah, after questions. Yeah, then we do in game.
We'll do in game.
Yeah. All right. Hold on a second. All right, guys, here we go. Got that figured out here for you. We're gonna go up here and show you guys some
I
of
just
the.
posted the thing.
Yeah, some of the V1 stuff. Yeah, I got those.
That's the more B2 animations.
Yeah, more B2 animations for you guys here.
I love the B2 ragdoll.
Yeah,
It's so
I don't think we're
wonderful.
actually gonna do ragdolling game. That's just too server intense. It's just too.
Well, the game automatically ragdolls.
Yeah, the game automatically ragdolls. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot when they die.
I don't know
it's
if
just
this...
showing it like the ragdolling effect.
I don't know if this question's already been answered, but it's like I don't know.
That's
Some
not the
people
actual
are
texture.
asking.
That's just a yeah.
What is it? Some people are asking how much of an FPS increase will the TCW mod have?
Oh god, we are going to infinite lengths to make this as optimized as possible. You're probably better to talk on that than me.
Yeah.
We have a lot of our stuff is basically, for example, Battlefront 2 assets. Notice I say Battlefront 2 assets around, like, for example, their battle droids like are 38k poly. That's higher than most vehicles. Our battle droids are probably gonna be around I think like 5k max. Like max 7k or like maybe even 10k or something like that. And they're gonna be very, very low. Like, so basically you're gonna have to you can have a lot more of these units on the field, and then our vehicles are a lot more performance friendly. Our weapon, like the rounds of animation, like the things like our weapon, like notice how our blast effect is not as like flashy as like you would see in swap and stuff like that, is because we went for a more conservative approach to save frame rates. So our entire thing is about frame rates. What is this? Oh yeah, this is some showing the blaster detail damage we have in play. So for example, notice how he has a blaster mark now. That's some effects we want to do to the armors and stuff. So like you actually have like, instead of how when you get shot usually you have blood and stuff on you, we're gonna have like actually like blaster marks and stuff. Yeah, burn marks.
Do we have a gif of? We have a gif of the actual sparking effects when the bolt hits like the ground or something.
Not on hand.
I believe Walrus took a video of that at one point. Video of it. You can do it. Yeah, you can show that at me really fast.
Questions about the 1.5 arc helmets. I personally would like to do them. I love the extended snout they have. I don't think we have any plans to do them yet. Well, no, I think they're on the list to do.
There's
We
stuff
do have
to do.
some
We have,
prototypes
we have a
of
lot
them.
of stuff. In terms of armor, like helmets, we have a decent bit done. In terms of actual armor, we have very few done, very little done. But in vehicles and weapons, where we have where most of our progress is already done.
Yeah, with all the armors, we're trying to get the best possible quality we can, like right off the bat, so we don't have to go just completely redo the Phase 2 armor like we're doing with the armor in 212 Ox assets. We're
it's not working.
phasing that out for new models eventually.
Yeah, but
No
any
damage.
questions with the melee stuff? Let's open the floor for questions. Everyone, feel free to start shooting questions at us about anything you saw here. But put it in perspective, a lot of our like the melee stuff, we do plan on maybe like even having like Magna Guards and stuff like that that have like the staffs. And like making them like really fast and shit. Like that's some other stuff. There's some blaster effects and stuff like that. Notice how it's not as flashy, but it is definitely
No
we're
sound?
going more conservative.
Oh, it's got no sound.
I don't think there was any sound to this.
Yeah, the video has no sound, guys. There was one that did.
I was messing with this last night. And
I think this is the
pretty
gift
sure they do
grab.
have a little bit of a sound.
Yeah, they do have sounds. I was like, I've seen videos of them with that had sound.
This one was an earlier one. That's why.
Yeah, somebody give me the lat video and I'll show that too.
Yeah, we have a lot of really like a lot of stuff to do, and we'll plan on showing you stuff in game. Just give us a second and stuff like that. And shoot your questions, guys. Go.
I saw one right off the bat about a super tactical droid.
We have
coincidence.
actually have
Euler dropped off a model like literally what 2 days ago.
Yeah,
for that?
yeah. Varix, we got it donated from him. I don't remember the original source he said it was.
I can give you original source.
His name is Caleb.
All right, hold on a second, guys.
Spartan.
We're
Optray
going
mod,
Spart.
by the way, if you haven't checked out the Optray mod, I'm sure all of you guys have. They're awesome. Like crazy cool shit.
Yeah.
None of their Optray stuff you see is not ours at all. That's it. We just had their mod
Alright,
equipped at the
alright, shh. Wait for the sound.
And by the way, that lat texture is very
Euler.
Those blaster sounds.
Not final. This is still work in progress.
Yeah.
Someone want to mention why we put a back ramp in the thing?
Oh yeah, so you can use it. Eventually, what I kind of wanted to do is make it so you can actually walk inside, like similar to RHS, where you can get outside in the vehicle, and then you can like run out the back, like a C-130 type of thing, or like it'll just have multiple purchases, and like I don't know, we'll just be able to do some stuff with it. We plan on having some ideas behind it. Just nothing really crazy for it right now. And there's gonna be two different versions of the LAT. There's the missiles at night.
So another more advanced medical, such as like the Republic Commando back to heals, or like
no, there'll be no back to
defibs.
grenades or anything like that. I don't know. We have some plans for some stuff.
I don't think anybody's paying attention right now. They're looking at the lats.
Euler, aren't we just making Star Wars versions of every base medical item, like bandages in Star Wars?
Yeah.
Yada, yada.
That's planned for TCW, or no, I don't think that's in TCW, guys. I don't know yet. We haven't really figured out what exactly we want to do with it yet.
Probably.
But medical systems have a nice addition to it. And the ball guns, we do plan on having the ball guns be lasers. That's something we're doing.
Oh, are we having collision on the ball turrets?
Yeah.
Are we still doing the?
I think we're doing collision.
We're still doing the idea of you hit the gear button, the ball turrets flip up, or is
No,
that
it
scrapped?
just wouldn't work. It would just break
Yeah.
things. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I don't know. It's just tell the people to raise them, and it shouldn't be an issue.
Nemini says you can do it.
Yeah, I agree. I think we should keep collision.
How many types of LATs are there gonna be?
There's 2 types that we have planned. We have there's gonna be multiple textures, but maybe even 3 types. I think eventually we'll have the one with the little spotlights on it from the Clone Wars series, and then we'll have one that is then we'll have one with the fully closed doors on each side, but doesn't have ball turrets.
Yeah.
But the doors open like the Clone Wars show ones, where they open forward.
Yeah.
And then we have the traditional one that you just saw. And then other vehicles we have planned too. We have the 2-person bark speeder you see in the Clone Wars series. We have the Gungan subs. We have
stay on top of Guler.
Underwater vehicles and combat stuff. We haven't really shown off yet. That are really early.
Yeah.
That
Alright.
we've got the baseline models it, but it's
Yes,
nothing
there will
really
be a
crazy.
LAT-C.
What?
You forgot to say there was LAT-C.
The LAT-C will be done too.
Yeah.
Is there a
All right.
coming soon of the LAT-C carrying an ATT? Yeah, there is.
Yeah, I showed it.
Yeah,
well, it's in the background that scrolls, but if we get a bigger picture of it, I'll throw it up really fast. Do blaster marks show on armor? We're working on that. We're gonna work on that. LAATs will have pylons, so you'll be able to customize the loadout of your LAAT, etc. So, you want some rockets and stuff on the wings and shit of your LAAT, etc. You'll be able to do that. So, you aviation nuts out there, you'll have pylons. So.
Yeah, I've seen a few questions about the HUD.
Oh, HUDs.
Yeah, I was gonna say. The Trooper HUD.
So we've got some. I don't know if they're. I think they're semi-solid. They're not. We haven't really hashed out exactly what we want to do yet, but the idea was to do something similar to what Optray did with their ODST helmets, where it's a button, you click it on, and then the HUD kind of, the word,
turns
appears
on
your screen, turns on,
Yeah,
yeah.
phases to you.
Probably won't be as interactive, because we don't really see a reason to have it super interactive, like an embedded compass or motion tracker or anything like that, but expect something cool like that.
Someone asked, will you be able to load a bark speeder into the LAT? I guess that could be any plans for that?
Polly?
Probably.
I believe we were going to have a version without it and one with it.
There you go.
Because with the limit of the Arma 3 engine, you might have noticed with the RHS Chinooks, you load quads or boats in the back. When you're on the interior, everything kind of breaks. Graphically, anyway, you have this giant vehicle just kind of in your face and kind of just doesn't look really nice. You can have it either way, but it just won't look good if we do a cargo with interior transport.
You can close the doors and ramp of the LAT, so yes, there will be a closed version of the LAT. It's an all-in-one kind of thing.
But we're going to have a version with the double doors, that way they fully seal it and it has the atmospheric compression.
Yeah.
Just saw a question on here. I think it's more about the mod. Are there going to be testers, and if so, how will they be chosen?
Testers will be taken from the development teams and etc. We'll touch on that a little later in the stream on how you can be a tester for this mod. Right now, if everybody would just be silent for a minute here, I got a video playing of Walrus's terrible computer doing something. So hold on a minute here, guys, for about 2 minutes. For reference here, this is the DC-15S that he has in his hand. Got some questions here. No, we're not watching football. Get out of here. As some of you guys may have seen or asking the questions of muzzle flashes. That's at night, though, guys. That's at night, and that's just the plasma-based weaponry you're firing. It has the luminescence glow and everything like that. Penetration will be, based off the mags and everything like that, because this is going to be balanced off of base Arma 3 things.
I believe the muzzle flashes have been toned down, though, in the current build.
They have.
From what I've seen.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
They definitely have. They're not as intense as that.
Yeah.
I had the same thought when I was first testing that.
Yeah. Okay. So, the muzzle flashes from when that video was first made have been not as intense, so that's cool.
There's a question on if there are stun mags or not.
Some weapons and stuff will have stun mags and everything. So, as far as I know, some weapons will. Not all of them. Some will, right? I think so. Yeah.
Last ragdoll, real quick. I'm pretty sure that's ragdoll in that engine.
Yeah,
Arma's ragdoll is a bit different, so
yeah,
take that ragdoll with a grain of salt.
Yeah, take
that's
the rag.
in Unreal Engine.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's where he animated him. Well, we can transfer the animations over. It's just that's where he just did it.
Will there be damage models for dead clones? That's something we'll be working on.
Mm-hmm. One thing that sadly we won't have initially is that I want to do later on is how like vanilla vehicles, if you shoot them a bunch and stuff like that, they get damaged and they show damage markers. That is something I want to do down the line, but it's not something we haven't invested into. But that is something we will do and initially we won't have destroyed vehicles per se. Like for example, you blow up that vehicle, you get a destroyed model. That is something that we won't have necessarily have initially, but we do plan on having don't we have how default Arma vehicles have that really destroyed texture on it? We do have that, Polly, correct? Vehicles blow up. It's like their texture changes.
We will, but we don't right now.
Yeah, we don't have it right now. It's planned.
Yeah.
So that's another texture and material we need to make still.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I saw a question there asking about a touch-up on droid weapons.
Yeah,
Of
they
course
actually
we're gonna do droid weapons as well.
Yeah, we have droid weapons here. Actually, I have the Here, hold on a second, guys.
What do we have done so far?
There's the E5. There's the E5 S sniper rifle and the E60 grenade launcher. Actually, I had those scrolling in the background. They should pop up here as one of the pictures in the background of the stream here in a second. But yeah, they're in there. They're there. I don't think the E5 is, but I know the E60 is. The E60 rocket launcher and shit. But
Rolling Droidica, that is a good question. It is something that Repuddle has showed interest in doing. It's something that we would like to do, and if anyone can do it, it is him. I don't think there's anyone else who could probably do it. But he's the guy who did the lightsaber stuff. So that is possible doing rolling droidicas. We know we'll have at least walking ones at the very least. They'll move around and shit. But and they will have shields too, and that you can destroy the shields. They'll have shields that will take damage and then dissipate. But rolling droidica is something we definitely really want to do.
Yeah.
New one, Arc 170, that was done by Bishop. We don't have any in-game pictures of it. That's something we plan on doing very soon. But we do not have it in-game at this time.
Do we have the render of the Tri-Fighter still?
That
hasn't cycled yet.
Yeah.
No, it was in the
Right.
It was in the slideshow. Not the slideshow.
Yeah.
The fucking thing
Yeah,
going
it's
around
in the
right now.
slideshow.
Yeah.
I swear I just saw it.
The Tridro?
Yeah, it's in the
in there, yeah.
slideshow.
That's also a really cool one.
Yeah.
Someone asked if there will be more clone legions in
Yes.
this mod.
Yeah, 100%.
Yes, we do plan
It's
to do
just right now we got to work. We're working on. We got people working on vehicles. We got people working on weapons. People working on armor and everything like that. It's just when we have the armor done and everything like that. Basically, that's just a texture thing. Just doing textures for them. But we have textures for other things we want to do as well because maybe some of the texture guys here could do this. You guys could probably crank out all the armor textures you want fairly quickly. That's not a problem. They'll be there. It's just the textures and everything. Texture guys are working on other things, like for the vehicles and other stuff. Like here in the background, you're seeing, one of our, the guy who did the model for that did the textures as well. But you're gonna see just more textures for everything else that's coming out. That way, shit's done, and it's just not. We have like a bajillion fucking armors, but no vehicles, ready to go.
Yeah. Geonosis is planned. Geonosis is a planned thing that we were working on and stuff like that. Yeah. So Geonosis is planned. That's going to be one of our priorities after we finish up our maps. What?
If I may touch on Geonosis quick.
Army.
Yeah, so the idea is to get out, obviously, everything that we're working on as of current, but Geonosis is a huge map, to say the least. And as Eula stated earlier, having these large maps means a lot of assets and time. As of right now, obviously, TCW's focus is on trying to build the main mod up first, and that's why we're focusing a lot on these smaller maps. But yeah, definitely planned.
I'm seeing a lot more questions about 1.5 helmets. I already talked about ARC 1.5 helmets. I think the
original
floor.
Yeah, the 1.5 helmet where it's a phase 2 but with a phase 1 fin. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have that. Oh yeah.
It'll probably be later on down the line, but
make sure.
Yeah, we have.
Join it.
Yeah, well, we actually have we actually have. I think I should have somebody actually on the 1.5 helmet, making that. So it shouldn't be too. It's not gonna be hard to do that. So
we do have a prototype.
Yeah.
Already.
Yeah.
So it's in the works.
Yeah. There we go. No, thanks. There you go. How will mortars work? Mortars are gonna work like anything else. They're still gonna work the same way. They're still. They're just not gonna be scripted.
They're gonna glow up though at daytime. They're gonna
Yeah.
glow in day.
Yeah. Yeah, right there. You guys just seen in the background. That's the E60 rocket launcher stuff that just came through, and there's the first concept of an unborrowed rifle, and everything too. Yeah, but you seen those pictures back in the back where the E60. There's a Phase 1 helmet.
There's my commando droid.
Yeah, commando droid.
That's from the Republic Commando team. That image is actually from their team. It's just that we have everything in that image except for the weapons.
Yeah, we're talking.
Donated.
Yeah, generously donated. Yeah,
like those guys are awesome. Once again, if at all Republic Commando fan, make sure to check them out.
Yeah. All right, let's see here. Well, there was also a picture of the map there a moment ago, and there's Geonosis.
Yeah, on the screen currently there's a few.
Can we link
maps.
to Discord real quick? The
you have
Commando guys. Oh, at least their community one.
Do you plan on
Another
making
question? Armors for in-universe characters. Yes, actually, I've been kind of doing that on my own, just as a fun hobby. I actually have a screenshot to give Jay to put up on the stream for that.
Yeah, okay.
Jay, this is the Republic Commando community Discord.
Send that to Craft or
I just
something,
posted
or
in
SorensiC. Post that to SorensiC, and I'll do it.
There you go, Jay.
All right. So before I post this, let me touch on a question really fast here. People keep talking about like in-ship combat and everything like that. And I think this is something I think we've all agreed upon here, is that I think how it's looking at, we're having two different variants, right? We're having some, they're going to be like in pieces, like the Optray ships, and you can piece them together with an already finished interior for some of them.
Yep.
And there'll be another variant that's just the shell of the ship, and we're going to be building the interior pieces, like kind of like how Optray has already there is, and you build the pieces inside of the ship yourself, and you can build your own inside of a Venator.
That's something I'm working on, actually. I'm working on an interior for the Venator, like a fully fledged out model interior for the Venator.
Yeah.
It's going to be time consuming, and I have no idea when it's going to be done.
Yeah. As far as an ITTs go, we have RTTs. RTTs are the Republic Troop Transport, and those are actually in the slideshow in the background. I'll try to call them out when they pop up.
Jay, there's an extra question for the ships. They're asking if we're sticking guns on them for orbital bombardment or ship-to-ship combat.
Honestly, that's going to be... You'd have to... Right there. RTT in the background, right there. Boom. pictures rolling up the RTT with medical
the
and
door's
everything.
actually open on the side. It's really cool.
Yeah.
That's the interior shots.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
did the
Boom.
model, and then Coda did the texture.
Yeah, so boom, right there they were. Anyways, I'm gonna switch this over for a second, and then that's the ATAP. Let me switch this over for a second, guys.
I need to answer the question then. Basically, there's no idea, or no plans, excuse me, for ship-to-ship combat. It doesn't really fit too much with Arma, and it is also not planned that we're going to do orbital bombardment stations on board like Venators and things.
Yeah, but what I have seen some people do is that we should be building turrets or something like that, possibly, that you can attach, which you might have seen YouTube videos or something, that you can actually attach these turrets to the Venators and stuff, and then you can just, like, shoot at each other. You know what I'm saying? That's about the only extent that you're going to see, quote, ship-to-ship combat, is if you attach actual turrets to the Venators and stuff themselves, and they shoot at each other. And then you can make what you will as the Zeus or something like that. But here's Rex's helmet, something that Six has been working on. This is not in-game. Sorry. I'm so used to Six, Cut Rex. I'm sorry.
It's fine. I don't mind.
It's Cut Rex. Yeah, this is something Cut Rex is working on here. But here's your lore helmet. What's all that nasty packing tape shit?
It was supposed to be kind of a weld. The reference I used had that on there, and I thought it looked really, really cool.
Oh, okay.
But
he just cut out the eye holes and put his old mask on.
Well, that's what he did.
That's what he did?
Yep, that's exactly what that is.
Oh, cool. Yeah, so he cut off his original and put his old one on. That's kind of cool. There you go. There's his weld. That's pretty cool. All right.
So Rex is the only one I've got done. I would love to do Cody's in a little bit, but I gotta wait for a new helmet model for that.
All right. Okay. Will there be a Zeus-based fire support modules for Y-wing bombs, orbital bombard? Yes, we are going to work on those for you guys. Because I know here at 501st, 212, 104, I know we're going to want them, and we're going to make sure that we make them too. Because, bombing runs, gun runs, with all different kinds of the aerial vehicles, yes, we definitely want to be able to have those. Again, there's the E60 rocket launcher in the background right now. The last picture will be the rocket itself, of what the rocket actually looks like. Yeah. Alright, let's see here. Alright, how's the... they getting the end-game stuff figured out here?
Yeah, we're getting it ready.
Alright.
What's going on?
Yeah, we've been going for almost 2 hours, 40-some minutes, guys.
And Jay, I think we're ready to make the announcement.
Alright, is Walrus here for it?
Yeah, Walrus, wake up.
His stuff's muted. Hold on, poke him. Poke him. Everybody spam him. Poke him!
He's too busy giving me the reins of the fucking unit.
Which build are we using?
What's up?
Alright, so are we ready for the announcement we want to make?
Yes.
Don't look at me, I'm not saying it.
If already nutted, now is the time.
Build the
now
hype
is the
in the
time.
chat.
I'm happy to announce we have a release date for TCW. Keep in mind, it is an alpha build. Keep in mind, everything you see will be subject to change. Everything will be like, yo, that's bugged and broken. That's why we're releasing it, so that you guys can take a look at it eventually when we have the release date. And so like when it comes out, like you guys can take a look at it and like mess with it and like give us feedback. Keep in mind, all that stuff is subject to change. It is not very balanced. It's just in game. It's more of like almost a demo. At the moment, we will be balancing it rapidly and moving along with it. But the release date is, guess what? Today. It is releasing today. We're coming. It will be on Steam Workshop within probably, I don't know, 15-20 minutes, maybe an hour max. But it is coming out today. A surprise.
All right. Hold on. Because everybody might be going, yeah, woo, all of this. All right, here's your disclaimer.
Everything we've shown.
Hold on, Euler. Hold on, I got this. So everybody might be going, yay, awesome, cool. Not everything we have shown is going to be in it. There's only going to be certain things that are going to be in this, and actually demo. Demo is the perfect representation of what this is. I know we said no timeline, but that's as far as what we're doing with things. But we wanted to release something for you guys to test. This is, and again, Euler said it perfectly. This is a demo. This has some things in it for you to test, to play with, whatever it is, and for you to have a good time with. And this is going to give some hype. It's going to get us on the Steam Workshop. Hopefully it's going to get some, it's going to boost us up, going to get us some rep, and we actually get some, more help from the outside and everything like that. But again, it's content. Everything that you've seen on the stream, you're probably not going to see in this. I'm going to call it a demo, really. It's probably what we should call it.
It's more of a demo, early alpha. Like, this
Yeah.
will be like the first build of the game we have to provide. What it will include, I'll go over it for you real quick, is the UTAT. Yeah, and it has plenty of bugs. Keep in mind, there's going to be a fuck ton of bugs. Like, once again, this stuff is far from fully finished and fully fledged out. We'll continue to update of time, but we wanted to provide something and get something for you guys, because I know we promised December, and we felt really bad that we were unable to make the goals, so we wanted to at least give you guys something out there. And by the way, this thing will continue being updated. We'll try to update it bi-monthly, like we said, with new content and bug fixes. So this is actually the official release of TCW in that regard. It's not the 1.0 or anything crazy. It is very, very early alpha. What it will include is the UTAT, the AAT, Bark Speeder, and the Saber Tank. And additionally, it will have the weapons, the DC-15A, DC-15C, and DC-15S. Is that it, right, guys? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Pretty sure that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, still got some work.
And then additionally, we'll have the Randorian barrel, and then another like the little machine gun thing. And also, Ranger's not in here, but we have one bug we ran into, but if we can get it fixed pretty soon, we also plan on releasing Ordo Plutonium, whatever the name of that map is. The snow. Yeah.
Alright.
That map, it will be released also.
Yeah. So
that being said, that map is also in very early alpha.
okay. So let me cover two things here. What are steps in place to protect this mod, and will it be taken down to the workshop? Blah blah blah. All our PBOs and everything like that are locked. They're binarized. You can't get into them. Even if you do, and and everything like that. Well, you're not supposed to. Because all this stuff was handmade by us and etc. And due to awesome laws in place that even though this, Disney's Disney and everything like that, we can still DMCA you because these are actually assets we have made ourselves, regardless if they're Star Wars or not.
But that being said, Disney has the right. If Disney came by and said, "No, stop making this. We don't want it anymore," they can do that anytime we want. That's a risk that we have
until
Disney does that, we're gonna continue developing the mod.
Yeah.
Our stance has always been until we get a cease and desist letter in the mail to the house of one of our devs, we'll keep developing this mod.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So legally, as it stands, if the mod gets DMCA'd, it's probably somebody going, "Well, I'm really mad and I don't want this on the Steam Workshop." Legally, the legal stance is that nobody but Disney or any Disney representatives of any kind are the only people authorized to DMCA the mod. Nobody can do it in their place. Nobody that's might have a fucking floppy cock somewhere who's like, "I'm upset about this," can't DMCA it because he might come into legal trouble because he's not a legal representation of anything that is there, any copyright claim or whatever. You can't DMCA something on the behalf of someone. You must be the legal representator of that content.
So unless you're a lawyer for Disney and Disney told you to DMCS, yeah, don't do it.
Yeah, you can't do it. Plus,
and additionally to that,
yeah,
like everything we made is original. The reason why your swap got taken down wasn't because of Disney or becoming anything, because they ripped and stole assets from previous other mods, and then they got DMCA because of that. All our stuff is original, so I have zero worried about us actually getting DMCA.
Yeah, because
not worried about that.
Actually, do you know who issued the initial DMCA that took swap off?
It was actually Rapoodle.
It was Rapoodle, yep.
Yeah, like the guy who's helping us build this mod.
Mm-hmm.
It was the guy that took down swap off the workshop because the swap stole his assets. Stole his work.
And I believe another one came around the corner was actually Blue Harvest Interactive. They stole the blaster effects from. I think.
And the weapons and the vehicles.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was Rapoodle's. Oh okay. Yeah.
Look up online. They compare swap and like the what's it called, the other Star, like the Blue Harvest mod, or like the original Star Wars mod a long time ago. It compares the two, and they're exactly the same. They're obviously ripped. Stolen. Like you can look that up on Google, and there's a reason why the rest of the Arma community hates them.
Yeah.
Because they just
yeah
they
no
gave Star Wars devs the
yeah
entire wrong name.
yeah well this this alpha will not replace swap. Absolutely not. No.
Oh, no.
Here, let me say this again, guys. This alpha test is a demo. Like we're giving you a couple assets, right? Some unfinished asset stuff that are bugged. They're not going to be balanced to too many things. They're just you ever get a pre-alpha build and you just play that's really what it is, guys. Don't expect too much from it.
Over time
and we'll build it up. Exactly. Yeah. It's just it's not going to replace anything you have. If you put it on your server and everything and you use that, don't go out there and be like, oh, this is broken, this is this. We are well aware of it. This right here is for you guys to play with on your own, just to see what we're doing, and everybody. But again, no, swap is not gone. Swap is not gone. Swap's still doing its thing.
Ahead, Poly has some.
Yeah, go ahead.
I do expect everybody who's going to test this to please post whatever bugs you have in the bug reports, only if it's not already noted.
Yeah, make sure to double check. Hop on our Discord, and
it is a work in progress. There are bugs I know of currently, and I'm sure Cutrex and the 212 guys know their bugs. But the important thing is you guys keep us in the loop, but don't double post the same issue. I can't fix it if it's posted 9 times and I missed the one important one in the middle.
Yeah. So that's why we had the Discord there and everything like that. Then what is this stuff about stolen assets? Scotty, we were talking about when they were posted on Steam. Swap went underground. They got their stuff posted on. They've got their things posted on Google Drive and other places. That's where they're doing their updates and stuff, man. Yeah, this is an alpha build. This is a alpha build to demo. Stuff's gonna break. It's just for you guys to play, Yeah. Yeah, but we're not gonna run into those issues again. We bring those up as examples, but we're going to continue working on this. Everything's 100% made by us, and focusing on that. And I'd like to reiterate again, even though there's a huge amount of bad blood between us and whatever, we're making this mod fully compatible with Swap Swap in mind, because a lot of people are going to use it still because it's the main Star Wars mod, etc. We're not going to put anything in there to fuck up your game. We're not going to. We want this compatible with any Star Wars mod out there. We want this compatible with everything. We don't want to hamper your game as a player, because we're players too. We're players first. This is what we do, and we don't want to fuck that up. For you guys and us. We're all players here. We all started out as just people playing games online, and we just picked up the ball here and decided to do more with what we have.
Have we got time to answer a few more questions?
Yeah, sure. Jay, can you send me the link to Jay, can you send me the link to the Clone Wars?
Clone Wars what?
Discord.
You don't have one? What?
Yeah, no, I need a link to it because I'm building in the Discord.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and you can keep asking questions. I'll get it to him.
Someone asked, what is different with TCWAs?
TCW days is basically the same thing, but we don't put malicious code in ours. And then additionally, with TCWAs, well, eventually we have to talk more with the 212, but there's some big changes that we would like to see done to the more medical system to make it more Star Wars feel. But that's further discussion stuff. But right now it's very similar to Opposition A's, but there's some different changes with.
Yeah, you can use. Sorry.
Yeah, if you equip the 504's R&D mod, it does add a little bit extra stuff to it also.
Yeah.
I believe we're gonna stay more up to date with the Ace actually, instead of waiting like 3 months to update 2.
I'll say this, guys that are in the 501st and everything like that, this will not be on the 501st servers, guys. Initially, until later on, etc. Not gonna be on our servers, but you can download them and play it on your own time, man. Download them, play them together, host your own little servers, and play with them with everybody. Go for it. But as far as on our main servers, no, because we're not gonna add anything that's gonna change things. Oh, what? No, it's because the game-breaking bugs and everything like that, and the servers being packed with 30 or 40 people in them. We're not going to try with that. But you can download them and play them with a bunch of people and everything like that. And we might even actually have a test server, which is right now what we're working on with Cruisy and everything. We might have a test server that might actually have it on there, so you can jump on and play it with it on a designated test server, and the other servers don't have that on it. That's the 501st side.
Someone wants to know about patch notes for updates.
Patch notes for updates will be included on the Arma 3 workshop and posted within the TCW Discord itself, so you can look at the patch notes. I know that's what we're going to be doing in 2 places, correct? Right?
Walrus, I need an invite to your Discord. Like
that too.
Generally, whenever I update, I do always make as much of a detail as I can.
Yeah, so we'll have those. Compatibility mod between SWLS and us. If there needs to be a compatibility mod, etc., it'll be made. We're
for the most part. Like I know we're gonna do one. I know the 501st auxiliary mod. To be honest, will probably change its name eventually to like conversion to swap conversion or something like that. I don't know, because it's so used by everyone. But the whole idea behind it is like that mod will basically be a conversion to swap to W. So so swap gameplay and stuff like that, or swap assets will be able to be balanced to TC.
Well, I was talking from SWLS stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
To be honest, they're what I've talked to Corvus and them. They're basing it around similar to what we have. Like they're basing it around like vanilla values and stuff. So to be honest, it should be good to go. If there is issues, that'll be further discussion between our 2 teams. Figure out a solution to that.
Yeah. A live compat, when we're further in development, everything like that, we'll have a live compat stuff. We'll have the whole shebang. Trust us, we'll get you.
I saw some questions on the what the mod will do to the Zeus interface. Like, will there be any special modules in there, or maybe some like toy box tools they can place down to make operations better?
Yeah, we should have. I believe we're working on bases and stuff like that, like walls, and everything like that. So we should have some prefab fobs or little outpost setup for you, so you can place down pre-made and everything like that you can place down. Yeah, custom compositions in there, so you can go in, place those down. Modules in play for there was a vast variety of things. Like I think one of them was like mortar strikes. Instead of having just normal mortars, they were actually R mortars and stuff like that. So the interface and
website real quick.
Yeah.
I will be rewriting all of the support asset modules so that we can use all of our own stuff and not just swap broken. And we will be adding more advanced kind of modules too.
Yeah, he's a little robot-y, but
nice.
yeah. Do we have a place where we're gonna stream things at? Right now we don't have an official we don't have a official Twitch channel, but I'll talk to Walrus and them, and we might get something going with that. But for right now, for this right here, for initial release, we use SorensiC's channel. If we want to do something more and stream regularly, we'll probably develop our own thing for it. Maybe, I don't know. We'll think about it. Shut up, Ranger. What's up, dude?
I have a important announcement to make. We've got it working.
You got it working?
I got it working. Everybody's gonna have to download something off this Google Drive. Nigerian prince, send me money. Yes, yes. But yeah, here it is. The mod list will be.
What is that?
The mod list will be CBA A3. This mod that I'm about to send you.
After we finish showing you some of the stuff in game, this is our dev build. This is not the public one that you guys are getting, but this is just show you some of the stuff. We will be releasing the mod shortly after this streaming. We're going to show you some in-game stuff and we'll mess around with some things, but then we'll be releasing.
Yeah. Yeah, type the mods out.
Yay.
Hey, SorensiC, dude, when you're ready, I'm literally just going to hit the end button, and then you hit the start button, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
And hand you right back there. I'm just going to mute myself really fast and talk to these boyos while you guys sort that out.
Okay.
All right, hold on a second.
So guys, so you're going to have...
All right, guys, so this is BCJ from the 501st Legion. I was accompanied today... give me a second here to read this off for you guys. I was accompanied by CC Walrus of the 212th, Cut Rex, Nylon, Mac, and Frumpus from the 212th as well. I love working with these guys. And then there was one of our contributors from the 101st, Freezy was here with us as well. From the 501st, again, myself, Euler. We got Lava, Jackson, Coop, SorensiC is a tester, Coda, a texturer, Varix, Kane, Pompano. We have Polly, our fucking awesome config guy, Novix, Ranger, Twine, Purdy, Hellcat, and Nemanai. We have our awesome contributor, Raffle Dance. He's pretty awesome. Yeah. And who's the SorensiC guy? Now I'm reading this stuff up, guys. And there's Loose down here too, man. This isn't all the developers and stuff we have. Again, we got about 60 developers on this, guys. We all started out, you know, just being players in the game, man, and we just got into something, you know, just wanted to do something back for you guys as players. And this is what we came up with, etc. And we're very proud. I see it in here from a lot of you guys. Like, this is really proud. You guys should be proud of this. We are. We're absolutely proud of this, and this is why we want to share it with you guys too, you know. And this is why we want to share it with you guys. And even just this alpha build is a huge thing for us because public opinion on this, especially when it goes to Steam, is going to be huge. It's why putting it in their disclaimers, this isn't final product. This is because everybody's been waiting for this, and we wanted to give you guys something, and just something to play with is what we want you to have. And we know very much so that this isn't the final mod, etc. But we still want to give you guys something. A lot of you guys here, 501st, other communities, 212th, 101st, etc. Being here is awesome, and everything here. I'm actually like sitting here like talking and actually stalling at the same time here. So. Waiting on these guys to give me the thumbs and everything. So, pardon me as I ramble just a tiny bit here. I see people dropping here there, but I'm stalling for them to make sure they get the stuff live up. We ran into a problem with our servers getting the mod and stuff to work on it. That wasn't obvious at all. Yeah. Yeah. But. Oh boy. But yeah. Oh yeah, yes. This mod will be posted for everybody to download. Everybody. We want everybody outside of Gark, everything. Everything you guys can use. Everything. I'll reiterate on this, guys. We're going to upload this to Steam. We're going to do these things. You guys have seen it here first. Any questions in the future, anything like that you guys have the Discord. Hop in there. Ask some questions, all that kind of stuff. Don't hop in there to the suggestion channel and just suggest a bunch of things, you know. Scroll up in the channel a little bit. Read what's there before you guys start suggesting. and all that fun stuff. But most importantly, stay tuned with us, and just yeah. We really want this. Really want this to be great with you guys. I know someone said what timeline, and we were talking about timelines at the beginning here, but we're working as we can. But again, I would reiterate, we want to give you guys something to play with. I don't know exactly what they're going to be naming it yet, but you'll know because it'll be posted here in the stream. You guys will get the post immediately, and it'll probably be posted 14 ways to Sunday on like 20 different Discords at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So it'll have the Clone Wars mod or TCW in there, etc. So Westar M5s are in the pipe works. They're going to be worked on. They'll be there. Yeah, Westar M5s will be made. One was add-on B Battalion. This mod will be the mod will be added at least to the 501st Legion when we get it to a point where it's acceptable to have into play. Was there already a first stream? No. This is the first stream. This is the end of the first 3.5 bits of the stream before we get into the in-game of the developer build of the mod. But you guys will be getting access to the public alpha test, which will be different and have slightly less things in it. Yeah. Any factions? I think it's just weapons and vehicles and stuff. You're not gonna have a bunch of droids and everything in there because we're getting some new B1s and B2s and stuff like that. But there'll be updates to that mod and everything like that, so you'll get them. As soon as we put them in there. Right now, I know Crypto, because I recognize you, man. Right now, we're just focusing on just building the mod. You know what I'm saying? We're just focusing on building the mod and everything like that, and stuff. So it's pretty, yeah. But we're discussing it as far as making custom armor for other units and everything like that. It's still in the air, but our main priority is just we have some 501st guys, 212th guys that work on it. We're going to do just some of our armor stuff, but when we're down the line and we have a lot of these vehicles done and they're in and they're ready to go, we shouldn't have a problem with it. But in the meantime, there's always the SWLS mod. Again, their armor values and everything like that are going to be very similar to ours. We're communicating with them continuously on this. So if you need great armor stuff worked in the meantime, or if you want to sit with us or whatever, you just hit them up and, they would do this stuff. Yeah, this is Jay. This is BCJ. This is the owner of the 501st Legion here. Not SorensiC, as some of you guys may notice. I always wanted to be the smartass. I was going to start the stream and go, it's SorensiC SteeL here, like his old YouTube videos. But be an asshole. He's probably going to boot me off the stream. But, yeah. Okay. Anyways, guys, I've stalled long enough. I appreciate you guys sitting here talking with me and everything like that. But I'm not going to self-promote myself. You guys know who I am. You guys know who I am. Pure J in the chat and everything like that. I stream. But I'm going to jump off here. We're going to stop this little stream bit. SorensiC is going to take back over again. So don't anybody move. Everybody stay right here glued to your screen. All right? Okay.